Stupid! You're so stupid!
You sit on a throne of lies.
There are rules.
What's up?
Hey everybody, welcome to Friday night here on Blacklist Universe. We are working tonight. We got work to do, and do you like it? Do you like that? You won't believe what he's drawing. Yes, I did sucker you into coming in here with a cheap, titillating thumbnail. It's clickbait, but it's just a test to see how many of you would come in here for that instead of, just joining me while I do some nice work. And clickbait confirmed. That is correct. Rhaegar Targaryen, thank you very much for pointing that out. Vic says cheap smut, unsub, dislike. Hey, clickbait confirmed. he said titillating. What is Mike drawing? This is the double page spread, pages 16, 17 from Lone Star, Mind of the Monster. He's the monster. That is Svarog. Have I ever drawn personal pictures of the missus? You mean like one of those French ladies? No, I don't draw French lady drawings of my wife. Thank you for asking, creep. Zeno says, don't tease me, Mike. Oh, sorry. Is Mike drawing more Lone Star 3? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm actually in the inking process, although granted some of this isn't. It's tight. That's what I refer to as tight breakdowns. Most of the stuff that's not rendered here, I can figure out in ink. This all here back here. Can you see it? Focus, please. That was all rendered about as tightly, and then I went in and I added some more dates to my inks. So that's how that came out. I think it's not perfect, but it is what it is. You got to do what I got to do. I don't know why it's taking so long for Elliot to get in here, but Mike draws American, dang it. No French style lady drawings here. That's right, Roscoe. That's right, Roscoe. Nighthawk points out that Fuzzy Creature is indeed a creep for asking that weird question. Joe says, so you use lustful images to tempt people. Naughty boy. I tempted you into joining my stream, and now here you are, all 12 of you. Well, we'll see. We'll see how many people it actually does bait. How much bait have I clicked, or how much bait are you clicking? Hold on, let me close this stuff up. Close all. Why is my phone keep buzzing? Oh, Kickstarter evening summary. Man, I need to do something. You know what? I stopped doing the advertising on the Kickstarter campaign. Oh, by the way, like I said, Lone Star Mind of the Monster. Link is in the description. Please do go check it out. This is the high-quality draftsmanship you will find throughout the issue. This is only pages 16 and 17. Double page spread. Jeremiah says, came here for tatas. Guess I'll stay for Mike. Thank you, Jeremiah. Thank you. And I didn't show any tatas. I showed some googly eyes. And I let your mind wander, you creep. You should all feel bad for thinking there was something titillating behind those googly eyes. Terrible. Terrible. I guilt you all. I'm sure that's great. Great marketing. Jiminy Cricket wants bikinis confirmed, says P Money. Wow. I'm not going to read that. Hi, Mike. Hope you're doing good and feeling well today. Well, yeah, I got a little in the back of my throat, but yeah, not bad, not too shabby. Can't complain. Tatas, googly eyes, chesticles, whatever you want to call them. No, they're googly eyes. I covered up the mastectomal area. Not the mastectomal. That sounds bad. The chesticle area. Mike even trolled me with the comics he sent me. Shut up, Jeremy. I mean, Jiminy. I sent Jiminy the wrong books because I'm an idiot. But anyways, Roscoe says Brian and Elliot had a great conversation the other day on drawing cubes. Well, that's lovely. I missed that. And I'm missing Elliot. Where are you? Oh, Elliot. Elliot. Hope was on the right link. What's the clickbait? Says D Fresh. It's a try. I guess it's not working because there's only 12 people are in here on a Friday night. What the heck? Breasticle, blubicle, chesticle, mammicle. Mammicle. Mammary. Yeah. Memories of the ones I left behind. Misty watercolor memories of the way they were. Mike, get a sticky note and draw a picture of Elliot on it so we can say he is here in spirit. All right. I don't have any sticky notes. What do I have here? What have I got? Got some blank paper. Here, I can scribble. All right, I got some blank paper. I got a G2 pen. I can draw. Let's draw. You won't believe what he's drawing. It's Smelliot. I'm gonna call this Smelliot, so I don't have to say it looks just like Elliot. I mean Ellen. Ellen. Misty watercolor memories of the way we were. I'm going to assume Weldon is too tired to come in here. And now you guys have me. Focusing too much on drawing Ellen. Smelling. I'll just call him Smelling. Smelling Page. Smelling.
Hey guys, I need one of the computers. Okay, take my I'm just kidding.
Siege should come back. Mecca isn't here. Siege should come back. But should she come back just because Mecca's not here? Smelling. This is Smelling Page.
Mickey Mouse.
It's fun inside.
No, I drew a picture of Elliot on it.
All right, here he is. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? What's going on in the Blacklist neighborhood? Blacklist.
The what?
Blacklist neighborhood. And then how much of a neck does Elliot have? He's got some sort of a pencil shirt on, I think.
Oh, it's Elliot. That was
And he's got to have a drawing Got your pencil on here with your fake stylus thing and your weird glove, which is all black on your fingertips. I'm not mocking you, by the way, Elliot.
Is he in the chat?
No, he's not in the chat. General Riley says, "What is this tomfoolery? This is." What's up, everybody? Oh no!
Tangent.
Tangent. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Hey, Elliot, how you doing? Michael, what you doing, bro? Now we can see him in the corner. It's just me and Elliot hanging out. How's your day going, Elliot? Michael. What? Elliot. Michael. What? Elliot.
Elliot? You gonna name the kid Elliot?
Really, Michael? Really? Yeah, what? What's the problem? Now add Zippy. Add Zippy? Oh my goodness. I want to invite Zippy on my show. Is that Ellen Fernandez right there? That's right. Do one of Eden Cusack. Hold on.
Eden Cusack.
You guys making me do this instead of my actual work.
You don't have to stream.
I do have to stream. I have to promote my comic book, which doesn't sell unless I'm streaming for some weird reason. Probably because I'm not putting any money into advertising right now. I can't remember if Zippy's got teeth, but he's got them now.
Yeah.
He got kind of a black front head, and then he's got a short horn because he's like Zippy took the short bus.
That didn't even make sense.
Hey, Elliot, how you doing? Hey, Zippy. Michael, why did you invite Zippy on here? Yeah, what's the problem? Why you always gotta be so rude, Elliot? Rude? Why you so rude, Elliot? Rude. Michael, why is there a horse on my head? I'm not a horse. I'm a unicorn. I'm a space unicorn. Jar Jar confirmed. What's up, everybody? Unicorns. That's a nice rhinoceros. Thank you, Joe Marone. I appreciate that. Unicorns. Gary Coleman would disapprove of this. Oh, man. Poor Gary Coleman. Rude. Oh, do one of Siege and Mecha, and someone might buy it for $120. All right. Guys, I have to work. Just watch Friday Night Tights on Nerdrotics channel. 5-hour stream, says Joseph. Nice. What was it about? 5 hours worth of complaining about Elliot Page. Was it Elliot Page? Was that one of the topics tonight? It had to be. Come on. Mike should just have cardboard cutouts of other streamers in his room. Yeah. I could do puppet shows. What's up, everybody? Michael. Super skilled. This may be a stupid question, but why did you make Lone Star and Monster Hunt 2 separate campaigns this time when they were part of the same campaign last time? Not a stupid question.
It's a dumb question.
Oh, crap. Now I'm in trouble. Rude. Hey, Elliot.
What is going on? What is this nonsense?
Well, you weren't here, so I was all alone. So I decided to bring in Zippy and Elliot on the screen. What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome all to BlacknessUniverse.com. Don't forget to check out LoneStarComic.com.
That's right. LoneStarComic.com. Rude. I'll get rid of that now.
Oh, it's all right. I understand.
Oh wait, what else did Zippy say? It says I put him in front. Oh, speak highly of Mike, promote his books, and this is what I get in return. Rude.
Well,
wait, 2 Elliots? What's up, everybody?
it's true.
I was done. Talk later, man. Oh, it saved me from myself.
That's what I'm here for.
All right, this drawing will start the bidding at $25. Paid only in Bitcoin. Thank you. Ellen, the transmonger is here.
Whoa. Oh. Ow. Ow.
Zippy said, when did rude become a catchphrase? It is now, Zippy. You'll just have to get used to that. Mike is Zippy confirmed. Dude dug to Naples. 25 cents confirmed from Zippy the Unicorn.
Oh my god.
All right, we got 25 cents on the board. Do I hear 50? 50 cents.
Jiminy Cricket's got 25 cents confirmed.
And I will fold this and put it in a manila envelope to send.
Just a regular old school orange
Just
envelope.
a regular old envelope. Here we go. Oh, where's my envelopes?
I'm trying to get my camera back in color.
There we go. This is how I'll be mailing this out to whoever wins this auction.
That would be awesome.
All right. 25 cents. 25 cents to Zippy the Unicorn. Do I hear 50? 50 cents will at least cover
Postage.
No, it won't. Actually, it won't. 50 cents won't even cover postage.
What?
It's like 60. It's like 60 something cents now, isn't it?
Oh, for crying out loud! So I got to cover postage.
Oh yeah. Yeah, cover postage is $8
for the effort and the art and the post. I'm trying to find you, Mike. You're not even showing up on my YouTube thing.
What? Am I being shadow banned again?
No, you're not coming up on my home screen.
My goodness. That would explain why there's only 27 people in here. Who got their notifications and who just stumbled on this through Twitter? Huge, maybe. Huge. That's big, maybe, Zippy. What? I will get this in the mail by the end of the decade, maybe. Notified Twitter.
What's going on with your what do you call this thing? Your thumbnail.
Oh, you don't like my thumbnail?
I like it fine. It's just funny. The oogly eyes. What do you call this thing? The thumbnail.
Oh, yeah. My thumbnail is it's called clickbait.
Ah, yeah. Yes. That's it. Yes.
Yes. Hold on a second. Mommy told you what?
There's too much laughing going on. It's too much laughing.
Eden thinks the clickbait is funny. All right. RQ says, I stumbled drunkenly in. Was it the clickbait, RQ? Was it the clickbait? Did the googly eyes ensnare you? Did they catch you in their googly gaze?
Well, they stopped me as I was trying to find the thing. I said, oh, whoa.
Hey, googly eyes.
Right.
What is he drawing? I'm
drawing
drawing.
that type of channel.
Well, I drew that, so you know. I had nothing better to do. Thank you for the high praise of my channel, RQ. What's up, Dark Gift? Roscoe. All right,
Do you see my my camera on your screen?
I see a black block. Oh, wait a second. That's weird.
Yeah, it's
Let me see
showing
if
up on-
Yeah. That's weird. Let me remove you. Bring you back. Nope, still black. Weird. I don't know, bro.
It shows up on the. Well, no, now it's not on there at all, huh?
It shows
Can I
up
get out?
on the little thing. Yeah, back out and back in. Jump back in.
All right.
Jump in. What's up, beeps? Looks like I got a notif, but I didn't see it because I was playing Zelda. It says, oh, Zelda. Let's see if this works. Hey, that worked.
All right.
All right. Let us split the screen.
Oh, we don't have to. I just didn't want to have
No?
the stupid Hulk face. Yeah, whatever you want, man. Show your work, man. Show your work.
Alrighty. Zach says, well, the print I won is from May, so I've got a head start. I feel like people are complaining because I suck at mailing stuff out. Is this what's happening? That's what's happening, right?
I think that's what they're trying to say.
I think that's what they're trying to say. Is that I suck at mailing stuff out in a timely manner. Is that your point? Zach? Zippy? You guys want to like take this to another room and discuss how horrible I am at shipping things?
I think you should have that conversation.
Yeah. Why don't you two go have that conversation elsewhere?
Really?
Maybe.
They called it a chinchilla to avoid.
All right. Maybe. So, Elliot, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
You having a good day?
having a good day. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
What were you out and about in earlier?
Well, we were trying to get my son started with a bank account, and, but it turns out while Florida is pretty loose with some of the situation, the virus stuff, they still need to make an appointment now for my bank. I hadn't been there in a while. Yeah, so I got to go online, make an appointment, then go. And I saw people lined up outside. I was like, I wonder what's going on. I thought it was like they're gonna have like a Christmas party or something inside.
No, it was a run on the bank.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
Old school bank run. Don't you understand? Your money is in Mr. Potter's field.
Well, not today. Today it's stuck over there.
Yeah.
Oh well. All right. So, and then I came back, and I'm my buddy gave me an really old TV. I said, good. Yeah, I put it in my office so I can watch old DVDs.
You can only watch old stuff on it?
Yeah, I can. I can watch the older stuff. I don't have to be streaming all the time.
Oh.
Which is good, just it's fun because I found some movies I can't find. I have some like that How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way DVD I bought a long time ago. I put that on there. I had that one that was called Comic or something Wednesdays. It was from Top Cow. So that was pretty cool. I had an interview with Mark Silvestri. I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, I forgot about all this stuff. And but I didn't have and unfortunately, he's like, hey, man, I'm getting rid of this TV. I'm like, hey, I need it.
What does it have, a VCR in it or something?
No, it's an old Samsung. It's an old widescreen. It's like a big bulky one, but he put it on the stand. And then I have my PlayStation 3, but it sounds like it's trying to pull a train behind it. It's like, so I was like, oh, maybe for like a day or two, I'll have videos in my office.
And then it'll die.
Yeah, well, that happens.
It will die. Banks are not clean fuel. The old Bailey savings and loan, says Joseph. You should save old microwaves so you can put your electronics in case of an EMP attack. I don't often consider what will happen if there's an EMP attack, but that's
useful. That's
useful.
safety tip. Good safety tip. We'll definitely consider that for future situations.
I wonder if that'd work.
It may. Well, the problem is I don't have enough room for all those old microwaves.
Yeah, right.
What am I gonna do with all that?
And how are you gonna get a big enough microwave to put your car in it? I don't get it.
I hadn't even taken it that far, Mike, but thanks. That was helpful.
Well, I mean, you got to get around.
It's true. That's true. It takes work to travel.
Yep.
And so you might as well have a microwave. Maybe you just turn your whole garage into a microwave. That'll do it. Let's see here. All right. So what are you working on right now? You're working on the pages. I see.
Mm-hmm. Lone Star, Mind of the Monster, double page spread, page 16 to 17. Because I just can't go 3 or 4 pages without doing double page spread. It seems like.
You are excited about the extra page spreads. Why don't you just, what you should do? You should up the ante a little bit and do a 3-page spread.
Ooh, no.
Come on, man. You might as well.
That sounds like work.
No, dude.
Dude, I don't have enough room on my desk. Okay, I grant you my desk is 5 feet wide, but I've got 2 monitors and stacks of things on either side of my locale. I mean, if I just turn this stacks of stuff,
yeah,
minimal amount of space right here wherein I may work. So
it's a bit of a challenge, I must admit.
Yeah. It's okay when it's just a single page, but
no, I get it. Problematic at best.
Yeah. Podlomatic. Who does Podlomatic?
Where did that come from? It sounds like Pablo-matic. Sounds like it's
I don't know. There's a podcast called Podlomatic. I'm trying to remember who did it.
Sounds racist.
What? Okay.
Pablo-matic?
Pablo?
That's
not Pablo-matic. Podlomatic.
I like Pablo-matic. When I was a kid in New York, we used to say, I'm a probably go over there. I probably like what's up? What does probably mean? It's nothing, dummies. Huh.
Yeah, why is that a thing?
Because we were dumb.
No. Who is swinging that door? Oh, Max.
I missed the Justice League show. Bruce Timm stuff.
Yeah, I never really followed it. I saw a few.
Are you kidding? That was some of the best stuff.
Was it?
Yeah, man. The stories were fantastic.
I didn't watch a lot of the Batman animated adventures either.
Well, it was different.
I didn't watch a lot of the X-Men cartoon either.
I did, and I regret it. Do
you remember the one that came out in like 1984 that was freaking awesome?
Yeah, the Pride of the X-Men. It was the
yeah, and then the 90s cartoon came out, and I'm like, wow, this is trash.
Yeah. The first one was done by the same people that I think it was Sunbow, the guys that did all the old. Well, it was definitely an anime studio.
Yeah, the animation was freaking rad, and I was like, oh, I can't wait for this to come out. And then that was it. The 90s ruined X-Men animation.
Well, supposedly it was a
people in the chat are gonna get butthurt for me saying that.
It was definitely a what do you call it? It was a pilot that there was a reason why it stopped. I saw one of those YouTube documentaries about it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. It was pretty cool. But it didn't, to your point, it didn't go anywhere.
I know, which is weird because it was so rad.
Yeah, I loved it too. It had the whole they were out in space. They were on what was that meteor? That Meteor M or something like that.
Asteroid M.
Asteroid M.
Yeah.
Meteor. Oh, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, a meteor is when an asteroid decides to hit Earth.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I got a question in the chat. Interesting question. And it skipped past me. Mike Robert Frank asks, do you write for other creators or are you only doing your own books? Interesting. I've never been asked, actually. Except for Shadow of the Conqueror, I am writing that, but it's an adaptation, so. Son of Colonel says, I want to be a Mike Wrench. I understand if he doesn't give me one. I used to be Was campaign. Was you? Boy, there's a war campaign, ex-war campaign spat going on Twitter, and they won't freaking leave me out of it. I mean, leave me out of it. I keep unfollowing the conversation, but somehow or another it keeps getting brought into my thing, and it's like,
what's going on?
I don't know. I try not to pay attention to it. They just keep bringing me into it. I'm like, I don't care. Leave me alone.
He's like Al Pacino. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Yeah, but it's to random Twitter beef between Testify and other people. And I'm like, I don't care. Honestly, none of this matters to me.
That's no bueno. It's no bueno.
Alone. Dark Gift saw it. He's like, yeah, me too. But I don't know what I'm doing. Dark Gift like Zippy. But
Wow, that's
I have not been asked. Other than to do the adaptation. Well, that and Meg, and I've done other adaptations, and I've written my own comics, and I've written comics of my own for other people to draw, but I've never written for somebody else.
That'd be pretty cool to see, like if you had been commissioned to write a story for another one of these smaller comic books. That'd be kind of an interesting new dimension for your. I mean, like I've been doing lately. Well, not many, but I've done a few independent covers for other people. Besides you and Bryce, and I think that's pretty cool. And it's almost like if maybe you'll be the Alan Moore. I'm Alan Moore of independent comics. You can start talking like this. Hello, I'm Alan Moore. I do magic. There you go. You're doing it already. You sound just like.
Hey, everybody. What's up, everybody?
Is that the way you say hi?
What's up, everybody?
Okay. All right.
Rude. Sorry.
Oh, they're calling you Mike S. Moore.
Moorer. Oh, Mike Moore. Mike Moorer. Horrible idea, says Crisis in Culture. Crisis does not like your idea.
Crisis in Culture. I don't know who you are. You're probably an axe murderer. I don't know. I can't listen to a potential axe murderer. Not that you are. I'm just saying.
Just that if you were, we should not listen to you.
Probably. It's more of like a suggestion.
But I do appreciate the question, actually.
I think it'd be cool, man. If you start to do like little writing stints on people's stuff.
Yeah.
It's almost like like I said, it's another layer of your career.
Like an onion. Onions have layers.
Do they?
Yeah. You know what else has layers?
What else
Parfait.
they have?
Parfait. Everybody like parfait.
They have okay, is there anything that comes from the onion plant?
That what?
I don't know, like we had this conversation about the mustard seed recently.
Right. No.
What do onions produce?
Tears.
That's okay. Yeah. What am I gonna do with this stuff here? Oh, should go there.
This is the smug little Svarog. I can't pronounce the name of my character. Smug little Svarog face.
It's okay.
He's gets his comeuppance on the man who killed his father. Spoilers.
Whoa! Whoa. Let me see something here. I have this I'm not gonna bore you with my stupid thing. I have a tray on the side of my art table I don't need. Let me get rid of it. It's just taking up space for nothing.
Hey, Kung Fu Kitty says, I'm glad I unblocked everyone. People seem more chill now. Fresh start. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting?
I don't block anybody. I just block myself.
I just, yeah, it's nice that it's chill. It's nice that there isn't nonstop freaking bloodletting across the YouTubes. Comics Bear, by the way, is now Team Svarog.
Oh, is that what that is?
That's what's going to happen, right? Oh, yeah, sure. Tell his origin story. Then everyone's going to start taking his side. You know, he's still the bad guy.
But he's pretty cool, Mike.
This is what happens in Naruto.
Yeah, they're about to kill the bad
Yep.
guy.
Whenever a bad guy's about to die, they do an origin story on him, so you feel bad for him before Naruto kills him.
You just complained about that the other day.
Yeah.
Well, Zabuza didn't get on it.
Zabuza?
That's what, all you're doing. You know what that is, Michael? That's just a Game of Thrones trick.
Maybe George is a big Naruto fan.
Ah. The secret's revealed.
Yes. No, but that's like, you know, turning the whole story about him and then turning him into a hero in your eyes, not just making you feel bad for him when Naruto has to kill him. James Hayes says they only take the bad guy's side when the heroes play like cardboard. RQ is buttering up Zippy, saying, "Zippy, you're my favorite unicorn."
Oh wow! Unicorns, they're magical. They're magically delicious.
They're just rhinos, man. Not Zippy. He's a space unicorn. That's different.
The frosted Lucky Charms.
Magically delicious.
Let's see here.
Why do they do that with bad guys?
Why do we have to do things the hard way?
I know, right? Well, I'm doing it because I want you guys to know his origin. Because he's got a cool origin story. I mean, who else has an origin story that goes all the way back to the golden horde of the Mongol Empire?
Nobody does, Michael. Nobody
right?
does.
Just Svarog.
Nobody, Mike. Nobody. Just
no one else does this. Actually, I kind of dug it in Vikings when they ended up in Russia. I'm like, yeah, that's where Svarog's from around that time. Actually, not that time. That was later. It was like a couple centuries later.
I like it that you're such a fan of your own stuff. Like, yeah, that's awesome. That's like a Svarog thing. Where everybody else is like, oh my gosh, that's such like a Lovecraft or Tolkien thing.
Well, I'm sure Tolkien thought the same thing.
About Svarog?
I don't know about stuff, you know. Shut up.
It's cool. I think it's cool. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying.
Stop making fun of me.
I'm not. Dang. Okay, here. What's going on here? I have a cool. Oh, this is cool. Huh. I got this magazine here called Rough Stuff. You ever heard about this? You ever heard this magazine?
I'm sorry. Did you just say rough stuff?
Yeah.
Is
that bad?
Be very careful with what you show me.
No. You foolish human. It's
rough stuff. You know what I'm saying?
It was put out by Tomorrow Publishing. Tomorrow's and and it's
Who are tomorrows?
it was the first issue, and they had like this cool like sketches of all these various artists. They would kind of show that kind of stuff off. So I kept it because it has the Bruce Timm stuff. But I remember it has a whole section on John Byrne sketches, Alan Davis, George Perez, Kevin Nolan, Walter Simonson, Arthur Adams, and Jose Luis Garcia Lopez.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is so cool. I almost don't remember this magazine at all.
Hey, wait a minute. Elrod says, why does a bad guy need an origin? Seriously?
That's what makes them cool, man.
Yeah. Don't you understand? Your good guy, your protagonist, is only as interesting as your antagonist. So if he's just some boring cardboard cutout, oh hey, blah blah blah, I'm Dracula, then how boring is your character? But if your antagonist has a cool story, it balances. It makes your protagonist all the more interesting.
See, that's funny because when you were criticizing I'm sure you were making observations, I guess, of that of that Dracula story. I actually thought it was a good story for that.
I did too. Oh, I would. Yeah, right now I wasn't talking about Dracula. I was just.
No, but I mean, like
Svarog. If I was just, hey, look, Svarog. He's just, he's just a vampire. Lives in the lives in the sewer. Vampire lives in the sewer. If that's the extent of my bad guy, I've done no work creating a character.
Look at these pencils. Look, can you see this? Look at these pencils from
No, I can't.
Alan Davis.
Tiny, because you told me to make you tiny.
No, I know, but I thought you'd appreciate this stuff. This is right up your
Well,
alley.
hold on then.
It's just right up your alley, Mike. That's all.
Second. Oh, geez, Louise.
Just saying.
Geez, Louise. Can you just give me a minute here? All right, we'll give you the floor here. All right.
Well, no, just
No, there you go. You have the floor.
I'm just saying this is cool.
Go ahead.
Look,
It's all you.
It's not me. It's Alan Davis.
I love Alan Davis.
Isn't that great? I think I'm
Mhm.
not showing it. I'm showing it too much of my
It's
floor.
gorgeous.
Let me zoom in a bit. Hold on.
Is that pencils from the Nail?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I told you that Alan Davis drawing my costume design was one of the highlights of my career, right?
Yeah. That is cool. Here, let's do this. It's a cool magazine. It's out of print. I'm sure you can find it. It wasn't that expensive. I think they have a digital version on their website. They still publish. These are the guys that did all the Modern Master books.
Oh yes, I have the. I think I have the Adam Hughes one.
I have. Did you ever read the Lee Weeks book that they did? They gave Lee Weeks a place to. He did his whole testimony and everything.
Really?
Yeah. It was really good. It was really cool.
Nice.
So look, then they have the Arthur Adams section.
Was that Art? No, is that Art Adams back there? Yeah.
No,
The Hulk.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Here's Art Adams stuff, and then this is. I remember this. This was his turnaround for the action figure he was designing.
Ah.
Look at that. That's cool.
Gosh, he's so much better now, though.
And this stuff is cool, though.
Yeah.
I love how.
That's what I love about Art, dude. So many of these guys didn't get better, and Art just like kept getting better and better. He's so freaking rad now. I loved him back then in the 80s too, but I'm just saying.
I know. Look, Simonson's in here.
Oh yeah.
He improved a lot too. But he kind of, I mean, he stayed at a certain level, but he kind of is already like an avant-garde kind of artist. So I don't really.
Mm-hmm. His style is so dynamic. Oh, Teen Titans vs. X-Men.
Yes, isn't that great?
Love that book.
The cover is one of the most iconic covers.
Yeah, and you'll never see it in print again.
I want to get a copy.
It could be worth money, man.
Look at Byrne. Look at Byrne stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Black Adam right in the chest. Boom. Oh yeah, this is his Doom Patrol stuff. This Doom Patrol stuff was really good. Did you ever read that?
No.
It was really good. And he did the Demon also for a while, Etrigan. That's when he started getting real hairy looking. Like it was all very rough. Oh, Kevin Nolan. He's one of my favorites. Look at this guy. This guy's a beast.
I love Nolan. He's like stylized Adam Hughes.
Yeah. And in terms of like depth and quality, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's a Andrew Loomis baby. You know,
Nolan?
Yeah,
I suppose so. But he's got like this. This is where I find him really interesting. Like he's got this really interesting structure on the face. It's very blocky. He's got a little bit of Gil Kane in there too. The way the way he does his anatomy, and it's very. But I find him
who's that? Who's blah, 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 blah. Go back. Who does that page? The page on the left. Who does that look like in more modern artists? Especially that lantern on the left.
Oh, you tell me who you think it is.
Lenneal.
Oh, yes. Huh. I think you're right.
It's funny how you can see the influence of different people. And
yeah, especially like here in the mouth of Superman.
Yep.
Little lines, the extra little tick lines there for like almost like stretch marks. Yeah. I kind of see that. I like the way he does his form. Like I learned a lot from him too. Like this weird rib cage thing.
Mm-hmm.
It makes them look emaciated, right? But in another way, it's really interesting to me because they're clearly. I love this. This is where I got the idea for the French fry box. The way he does the figures. This is basically a McDonald's French fry box, and then there's 4 French fries.
Yeah. I see a lot of Kirby in him, actually.
Yeah, I could see that too. But he's got a very he does a lot of straight on shots that are more medium and
yeah. It's like
nice
Kirby took a life drawing class.
Yeah. He also he did a lot of these things too in some of his early design. He designed some of the characters on the animated series.
Look at that. That's straight Travis, dude.
Which one? This? All this?
Yeah. Down here on the bottom.
This right
here?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I could see his influence on Travis as well.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gorgeous. You know who's really good too?
There we go. All right.
Say again?
Oh, you were frozen for a second. Yeah.
Another person I really love is and reminds me of him, even though they're not that similar, but Ryan Sook. Who's got a very Adam Hughes approach.
Mm-hmm.
But man, when he gets down on like, covers for DC, man, he nails it every time. Who else is in here?
I love how he twisted that abdomen.
Huh?
Oh, on the what was that? Never mind. It's too late. It's too late now.
Are you a fan of George Perez?
Yeah.
I'm not as much as I used to be, but I appreciate him.
I'm not as much as I used to be either, but I think he's one of those guys that didn't get better, or didn't get much better. But sure. I mean, look how great that stuff was back then.
Yeah.
Right?
He definitely was great. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he just found his groove and just wrote it until today. He still rides that same groove.
Yeah, he's like Walter Simonson. I just think Walter Simonson is more dynamic. He's the master of like the multiple faces and characters or whatever. They always say that about him. I think he's kind of a spiritual ancestor to your stuff too, in a way. What influences you? Because I can see his influence sort of on Carlos Pacheco too.
I do too. I see. Although storytelling wise, I think it's more Buscema.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. This is the.
This is Comic Artist Nerd Talk, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoy.
We're not trying to take anything away from Kelsey and Richard Friend, but I just found this. But I was like, this is a cool book, man. I didn't realize they had all the artists in one. This was their inaugural issue, so it had they came out with like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that's a great layout. The one behind before. The big pinup shot on the right.
That's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's powerful. That's powerful.
Dun, 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 dun.
Now, Jose reminds he I don't know who came first, if it was him or Adams, but Neil. But they definitely come from the same school. Huh.
Yeah. Whoa. Don't skip. I like those faces.
The faces?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The one in the upper left, it's Sigourney Weaver.
It is. Oh, how did you figure that out?
I looked at it.
Yeah, but I couldn't see that at first.
The one to the right's Tyrone Powell.
I don't know who that is.
Oh.
I know who that is. Yeah. This guy always, when he draws stuff like this, when it has all these extra weird ticks, especially with the black lipstick, that always it feels creepier than it should be.
The one on the bottom left.
Bottom right.
Yeah, Magnum.
This right here?
Tom Selleck.
Possibly. The nose is a little extra long.
Yeah.
Definitely some French guy or something.
Oui.
Here's a Simon.
I remember that piece.
What piece?
That one, that Cyberforce.
Oh, yeah, I remember that too. Look at this. Oh, Kevin Nolan was slaying.
Yeah.
But his pencils are way more interesting than his inks. Like his inks deaden everything.
Flatten it.
Maybe it's because of that. I don't know what it is. Like there's so much energy in the shading here.
Yeah.
I wish that he would do more of those pencils to color. Like if somebody painted his
work. What would have been really nice on that is some nice cross hatching.
Yes, that would have been good. I mean, he's a fantastic inker on his own, right? But
yeah,
there's something about from here to here. This is beautiful, but this is so much more interesting, and there's so much more depth. Like the darkness in his, his torso, is separating from the shading of the tape, and it makes him way more interesting. You don't want to. I mean, you would ink that with hatching, but I don't think that would have been a very productive way to do it back then.
You're saying I'm not very productive.
No, I'm saying you can afford to do it yourself, but during this time, this was all about
Pencil for Life says I disagree. Just pencils and go straight to color. You couldn't do that in the 80s.
No,
but
but that's not
do that until after well into the computer graphics era. You couldn't go pencils to color.
I don't think that works for everybody, but Nolan's pencils look like pencil illustrations.
Yeah,
that's why they're not. It's not like it doesn't work necessarily for people who draw comic art that way. But when someone like Nolan is basically like he's an illustrator, and so his pencils lend themselves to they're not pencils like penciled comics. They're pencil illustrations that have a lot of range in his dark and lights. So there's a lot of like I said, the tonal value. Again, maybe this is too much nerdery, but the tonal value of what's happening here in his torso is different from the cape. If you had taken this cape and just made it red, that would make a nice dark shade of red. Where this is a super black blotch on red. Like it doesn't translate as well.
Yeah, you have to do a color. If you color held the black on the cape, it would work.
Yeah, it would be pretty good. You have to darken it some for it to pop more, but that's that's like anything. That's like doing an underpainting. He works like that. Other people don't work like that. Let me see. Towards the front, there was let's see some more Davis stuff. This is the Tim stuff. I love that. Oh man, that's awesome. I love I love the simplicity of how he draws females.
Mm.
Just so clean, so nice. I over render all the time.
No such thing.
Look at that. Oh, I think there is for me. I think I like. Oh, look at this stuff, Mike. That's cool.
Ooh, yeah.
That's very cool.
I like the zombie.
Yeah, he's great. All this stuff. I love the way he does.
Oh,
So
Lord.
great.
The zombie.
Look at that. It's so Kirby.
Yep.
It's Kirby. You know what it is about Tim? Tim is like a combination of Kirby. He's the love child of Kirby and Wally Wood. When you the way Wally he there's something. Obviously, Wally Wood and Kirby had a lot of similarities in some ways, but the inking on Wally Wood's work was it really made that's what made him different in many ways. And he's borrowing a lot of some of that kind of technique, even though he's using a lot of the blop Kirby shapes.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the form of his face and the way he made him look handsome is different from the way Kirby in the beginning was a lot like Frank Miller for me. He seemed grotesque.
Mm-hmm.
And later I appreciated the context of his work.
Yep.
But Wally Wood was like the John Romita version. You know, he was the pretty artist. But Wally Wood still has some of the same structural sensibilities of Kirby, I think. Right. Looking at it now. Say again?
Elijah's going to work. That's the first time I've seen him awake today, and he's going to work.
Oh, right on. All right, so this is who's this? This is Moro. Line work was in the Maroto's pencils. Think again. Neil Adams knocked this out of the park.
Neil Adams inked it?
No, it says I don't know what we're looking at here. Tight pencils, the answer or the problem. Oh, that was an interesting conversation.
Huh.
That's an interesting. In the 1990s, comic book pencil art made somewhat of a dramatic change that perhaps many fans are unaware of. That change has had some very serious repercussions. There have always been many different styles of penciling, everything from the bare bones openness of, for example, a Gil Kane Conan page, to the densely rendered Conan pages of Barry Smith's Red Nails. Some pencilers have always been sketchy and rough, like Bill Sienkiewicz, and some very clean, like Jack Kirby. But prior to the 1990s, even the tightest pencils usually gave the inker some room to interpret and put in their own style. Many of today's pencils are printed without even being inked, and many jobs that are inked are virtually traced. Sorry, inkers, I know how grating that dreaded T word is. This is not because the inker is necessarily less skilled, because many inkers working today are extremely talented, but in many cases, the pencils are so tight, there's nothing much left for the inker to do except trace.
Yep.
I think that's true.
It was absolutely true. I used to complain to Jeff Campbell about that. Because he would take 2 days to do a page, and I'm like, dude, you have like one of the best inkers ever inking your book. Just freaking let him do some work. It's like Alex Garner was phenomenal, and Jeff wouldn't. You know, his pencils were tighter than he had no. There was no room for Alex to use his imagination.
Yeah, I hear you. Now, Alan Davis was a big deal to me coming up. He was one of my most important influences, or significant influences early on. I learned a lot. But the way I draw Batman, the lighting on his mask, I still do what Davis did. The perpetual front shadow with the shadow cast down from his ears that are completely impossible. But it works so perfect. It works so perfect. Like you see here, see how he does a little shadow that casts down off the he does it all the time, and then I just turned it into my own. Whenever I draw Batman, I still do just that. Look how loose all this stuff is.
Comics Exposed wants to see the cover of the magazine.
Rough stuff. I have it almost in mint condition.
And when is that from?
This is Tomorrow's Publishing.
No, I mean, when was it published?
2006.
Oh, wow. That's old.
Is it really that old, though?
14
Is
years,
it
man.
really? Well, maybe. What else you want to look at? You want to look at something else?
We could.
I got all kinds of art-centric books.
Jiminy Cricket says, I have that issue.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, I like this one. You talk about John Buscema. Hold on. Oh, yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are wondering what I'm drawing, because you won't believe what he's drawing, Star Mind and the Monster, pages 16 and 17. Feel free to trip on over to LoneStarComic.com and back yourselves a copy of this next great magnum opus of mine. This is going to be a fun double-page spread full of vampire trying to kill each other. Well, vampires killing each other. What do you want from me?
I like it. I like the vampiros. I like it mucho.
Oh, muchos gracias. Mike's drawing? All right, let's see what you got.
The blue John Buscema book, The Michelangelo of Comics by Brian Peck. This is, tell me this isn't beautiful.
It is. It is.
Look at that Hulk, man. Look how savage he looks.
Savage.
Like his arms in front of his head, they look so perfect.
Good night, Zippy.
Oh, look at that. Oh. It's like a cool drink of water in a hot desert. This is early stuff and timely. Oh, man, look at that.
Yep.
You know, his favorite work, he said that his favorite work was Conan, because he didn't like drawing spandex heroes. He really liked drawing real humans.
Oh, really?
Yeah. His favorite thing ultimately was
Conan.
He started out well, I don't remember how he started out exactly, but I know that he built up a lot of his career in advertising.
Mm.
So look at the inks, Mike. Look at these inks. Who inked this? Facing page. George Klein. Huh. It's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
This reminds me of that page in Unbreakable that looks like it's so rendered so well that it's like it's an impossible comic page. Like nobody drew those pages like that. But it's like look how the artist rendered the bad guy with the large cranium and the big eyes, emphasizing his intelligence over the brute strength of the hero, something like that. This is one of my favorite covers too. This little
dude. I mean, talk about freaking Carlos Pacheco, man.
Yeah.
On his tip.
It's so funny. You know what I loved too was all the during the early aughts, late 90s, early. I remember the Randy Bone statues. He was clearly just sculpting John Buscema's work.
Mm.
He did a statue of that Submariner thing there, and it's beautiful. I wish I had some of those statues. They were great. I have a couple of busts, but I don't have that. Oh, Surfer. One of my favorite characters. Actually, it's funny. I say he's one of my favorite characters, but he kind of lacks personality, doesn't he?
I would say so, yes.
Because he's just always, I'm so sad. Like, all right, that's cool. He was the first emo character.
That's
I'm
why
always
he's your favorite, Elliot.
Huh?
That's why he's your favorite.
I think so. I'm emo too. Look at that.
Dope.
Look at Mephisto. What do you use for this kind of brush mark? That's not a 3.
It doesn't matter.
Some of those guys, like Sinnoh, was losing like an 8, wasn't he?
Rude uses a 4.
Yeah, see? That must be what it is.
That's why I started using a 4 until I started using this plastic thing.
Yeah, you went the opposite direction. You went super tight, thin lines. That's
Well,
how
no,
I
it doesn't matter. A size 4 will give you those lines. It's just it holds a lot more ink, so you don't have to dip all the time.
That's true. This was out of How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. They used this pen here, the Spider-Man Surfer. Let's get into look at that. Don Heck. I wasn't a big fan of Heck, but he did okay. He translated the work fine. Oh, look at that, Mike. Look at that.
Los pencils. Here, let me get rid of Jiminy Cricket's comment, whatever it is. Hold on.
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. The look of all the things.
Mm-hmm.
The way he draws the face, so beautiful. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can see his inspiration on you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I did a drawing of him versus what I thought was going to be the Jerkmonger character, and it was a homage to this. It was a testing out my inking skills on something interesting like that. Yeah, he's definitely that's why I look at Davis as like the spiritual child of Buscema and Adams.
Yeah, me too. That's exactly right.
So somehow I'm kind of the child. I'm like the
Grandchild.
The redheaded stepchild of all those guys. I love that hand. Oh, do you think it's aesthetic or is it nostalgia? Is it?
It's aesthetic. It is like
it does look well, right? It does look good, but
yeah, it looks great. But it does look of its time.
Yeah.
Right.
I still do it though, so that makes me a lame artist.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
No. But oh, look at that! Doesn't matter what time that is.
This right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You know who inked it?
Nope.
Himself.
Ooh.
Oh, he was a fantastic inker. Fantastic.
Jeff Potts says, of its time is nostalgia. No, that's not what I'm saying. Nostalgia is looking back on something with a fondness that gives it more appreciation than its value, than gives it more value than it should have on its own.
Right. Oh, look at this. This is gorgeous.
Yeah. Wow. He's not a Frazetta fan or anything.
Yeah, I know. That's another thing. He was definitely leaning on Frazetta for a lot of stuff. That tiger is very Frazetta. Tigers look like they were smiling in Frazetta's work. I have some of those old books too. Do you remember when the Frazetta? They were the first like art books, but they were like 5 of them. They were about 9x12 size, and they had like they called them plates. I think they were supposed to be like advertised or where are they? I should just get them. But anyway, they had like all the illustrations, but they were almost like you can order prints or something. They would call it was Frank Frazetta book 1, book 2. They're pretty rare.
Were they portfolios? You could order portfolios. Like I used to have a Sorayama portfolios.
Here, I'll go get it real quick. I think. Oh, I have this book here. I bought this recently. It was a collection of his. Is it a Weird World, something like that? Get my Frazetta.
The colorist department led back in those days for DC told his colorists to use large brushes so you don't waste time with small details that don't matter to be fast. Yeah.
Who says that?
Dragon.
Oh, I don't disagree with that. I mean, I think that's why, but so these are the books, right?
Yeah,
so
I don't listen to nobody. I want to do all my details.
No, it's
I put all my details in. Nobody tell me not to put my details in, okay?
Okay. This right here, the Fantastic Art of Frank Frazetta. These books. So
Yeah, I think I have book 1.
I've got all of them. 1, 2. Well, I believe I have all of them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. Yeah, 4 and 5. I got the Frazetta illustration Arcanum from Verotic when he did the stuff for. What was he doing over there? I think they were going to do Jaguar God and stuff like that over there. I bought this one time at a convention.
I did a pinup for Verotic once.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. BC.
This book is beautiful. Oh, I got to be careful though. I don't know what's in here. This is The Living Legend. Yeah, this is great. This is a rare-ish book in very nice condition. I love this stuff. His Thunder, the King of the Congo. Oh, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the brushwork and all this stuff. He's kind of like you, Mike. He's got a lot of. He adds a little more black though.
Yeah. Well, he's all brush. Like I'm brushing quill usually, so.
Yeah, I can't all brush anymore.
I feel like my lines get too thick when I all brush.
For me, I'm learning there's a bit of a there's some fatigue that I have to be careful with because sometimes I get tired, so I want to finish, and then I press. I'm not being careful with my the weight on the brush. So, and you know who this reminds me of too? You know, it's like this. I'm looking forward to the next volume of this. I'll show you this after I show you this work here. Oh, his Hobbit stuff. Come on, man. The Lord of the Rings. Just incredible. Oh my gosh, man. This guy's work was so amazing. Another big influence on me.
Yeah, but he does a lot of niblets.
He does. But that's like maybe that's why I'm the way I am. But this right here.
Oh man.
What do you think about Mark Schultz?
Yeah, I love Mark Schultz. I didn't study much of him though.
I have these are the Carbon books. I have 1 through 3. Number 4 is coming out in January, and then I have the Mark Schultz various drawing books. 1 through those are important if you want to. I'm not sure if any artists out there are trying to learn stuff, but this is an excellent resource. This is the Mark Schultz Volume 1. And he definitely was kind of borrowing a lot from Frazetta.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because his work in Xenozoic Tales, there was a lot of growth in it. But like just before it ends, like in issue 14 and 15 is when it finally got really good.
Doesn't that look like Aaron though?
Yeah, I can see a lot of Aaron in here. You're right.
Aaron.
But then look at these. This is what I'm saying. This is an illustration.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he inks it like he's using this weird thing. He has
it's like Wrightson.
Yes, but he's got this weird he's using like a rake type of brush. It's either that or an old beat up brush, but he uses it for texture.
Not quite dry brush.
Yeah, dude.
Braid brush, yeah.
Look at it real close.
How does he do that? Is he masking it? Or no, he's not. He's just
no, dude. And this is all just
it is dry brush. That is dry brush.
It is, but I'm saying that it's not. It's these are all little tiny lines, but I think it's because of a.
It's because he's overlapping. That brush is about. It's not a point. It's not a round brush. It's a flat.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I use my marker pens like that I can't
do that. I can't get it consistent. Well, maybe I just haven't tried. I I can't get consistency like that.
I can't either. Look how nice it looks on this the texture on this snake or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It looks like it's fuzzy. What it is, it's
Look
this.
at the pot, dude. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's like Lion Decker level.
Yes,
So
but
yeah.
but it's those brushes though. It's
Yeah.
that what you're calling what you're talking about.
Yeah. I gotta crack one of those out.
Yeah, even his signature has a Lion Decker flavor to it, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I meant earlier about his underdrawings are so strong that they could easily become the painting.
Yeah.
You know, the underpainting for a color work. You know.
And then he did a wash on the backgrounds.
Mm-hmm. So he did a lot of, for some reason, he's done a lot of Conan. At the time when he stopped doing this, he still does a lot of like dinosaur things, and because he did. If you guys don't remember, this book was called Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. Before the first version was Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. Then he republished it under Xenozoic Tales, and that's when it was like a Dave Stevens thing. You know, it was like a wow, cool. I lost my my internet there. I can't see the chat.
Oh, hey,
Art. It's fine art, Michael.
I got children's.
Let's see here. He doesn't do as much of that, but he does some. I'll try to shield. Oh, this was so what the reason why I recommend these books is because say like right here is this one. This is like a gatefold. This is incredible. Look at that.
Incroyable. Yep.
This is terrifying to me. I don't even know how to even look at this to begin to illustrate this.
Kong.
Wow, man. So it gives you the preliminary drawing and then his finished piece. And look at these monsters. These this spider, some nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
The Harvestman, also known as the cog spider. Approximately 25 feet across span of legs, body approximately 6 feet long, extremely lightweight for size. He's thinking about all those things. Some more Conan stuff. So yeah, each of those volumes has at least one of those fold outs. Oh, there's another one here? No. Anyway. Look at these Romans, Mike. Look at it. He's doing armies too, but he took the shortcut. You take it much further.
You lazy shoots.
Yeah, man. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's definitely a son of Frazetta, but
Any relation to Charles?
say what?
Is that any relation to Charles?
Charles Schultz?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've often made the mistake to call him Charles on multiple occasions. But so the carbon books, they're a little larger size, and they go into more of this type of thing where he kind of it develops the whole thing through Blue Line, and it's a great education, man. I love this stuff. And look at this. Oh, it's so deep, dude. Look at that. Where's Weldon at?
I know.
He should be gushed because this kind of reminds me of Weldon. He can almost
Probably asleep.
he has this kind of quality to his work, I think, to a degree. He at least approaches his stuff this big at this scale.
Hey, give me a second. I'm gonna go grab something real
All
quick.
right, I'll just keep this off the people. Jim Maroney says lazy or efficient. Hey, it was the first person I saw draw the red lines. Haha! Thank you. Look at her. This is beautiful. I mean, he's not as see this all this great shading in here. He's just doing the soft pencil rendering. This is how we learn to do portraiture. But he's using it in his sketches, which is odd that he puts that much energy into the sketches. But he's definitely trying to feel for where everything's going to go. All his the range of values. So like in his finished work here, this is inked. This is dry brush.
1.5.
But I think he's using here gray ink. Like I have that oyster gray from. Oh, okay. This one here has a. Okay, look at this. All right. Guys, check this out, guys. Look.
Sorry about all the noise.
Beyond the known forest, preliminary studies, right? And he gets to here, and hokey smokes. It's like a super awesome print in the book. Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Pastrami. It's the best pastrami, dude.
That was like drawn by Mark Schultz.
It's better when it's hot, but you know, I'll take it cold.
Pastrami is good like that when it's hot.
That's why they call it hot pastrami.
Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. Look at the color. Look at the color study down here.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. You guys, this is I just cut myself on my thing again.
Oh man.
Let's not bleed, Ellie. Let's not bleed today, please.
Look at those dragons.
Where? Oh, those are pterodactyls.
They're dragons.
Yes, it's dragons. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot. Yes. Also, here's the rest of the color in the finished piece. Beautiful too. Color palette. It's got the nice salmon sky. That's nice. That's very.
I do water like that.
It says this was colored with the same method used for the Flesk banner, with one additional step to create a sky with a flat, even tone. I inked a cloud template that was digitally reproduced as the colors I wanted and combined with the black line and color plates for the result on the right. I wish I could do the entire color process digitally, but I have yet to see virtual transparent watercolors that equal the spontaneity and jewel-like quality of the real thing. I expect someone will prove me wrong. But this, look, yeah, that's how I want to do water. Yes, Michael. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But see what I like? This is why I like these books, because they come with. Look at that. They come with these really nice, like, fold-out plates.
Mm-hmm.
And you can really appreciate the work more fully that way. He did a series of covers for a comic called Bad Planet, I think it was called, and that was always the covers were so
my friend JMD. Oh my gosh, how am I forgetting? Oh, Jim Daly. Jim Daly drew that, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I used to work with him. Well, I met him. We both worked for Ion Storm at the same time.
Look at these machine guns and how cool they are.
Mm-hmm.
There's no detail on there, Michael. They're just
They're
shapes.
Tommy guns.
Yeah, but shush. I'm just saying. Don't mess up my party. Now these though are interesting. These are ray guns.
Mm-hmm.
He put a lot of energy into that. This could almost be see, he's got the grid that I've been doing lately in my work. Well, over on Twitch I've done this. Look at that. Mike, man, come on. Why you gotta add more black?
Trying to tell me to draw better? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying add more black.
Oh.
Anyway, this
I
is
feel like when I add black, I can't put detail there.
You have other problems. So this cover is beautiful. Here's an example. It's clearly the rendered drawing, and then he put watercolor on top, possibly gouache, because you can see some of the way it stains back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But then inside, he shows you the pencil, and he's got the whole grid, and he's using the what's that called? There's like a special name for this, the way that things line up around for composition.
I don't know.
The divine something or the
golden ratio.
Yes.
Hey, James Hayes says Warren Spector once offered me a job at Ion Storm on a posting board of all things. I wonder how things would have been different if I took it. When was that, James? I worked there in 98, 99, I think. Or 97, 98. I don't know what to do. All right, I'm gonna go put the other half of the sandwich away before I eat it.
Yeah, see, this is the early stuff. This is the Cadillacs and Dinosaurs work. I think this is the third volume. It doesn't include the final issue, which is set. This might be it. But when it was Xenozoic Tales, man, and you can see he was like clearly in the race with Dave Stevens in his work. Let's see what else I got here. Actually, I have this too. These are some of the final works that I'm talking about. This is number 10, which is it's all right. I think it's included in the other book. It is. Here's 12, but when it gets to 13, that's what it was. 13. Oh, and for some reason he published this too. I don't remember why I got it, how I got it, but this was a Conan book as well. And again, more of these gorgeous pencil drawings. But this book, this is what got me into his work. I found this. First of all, this is a beautiful. I think I tore it apart. Did I? No. It's a nice cover stock and everything. Very, very, very premium. And I remember I was like, wow, this is such a weird book. It's from Kitchen Sink Press. And then I looked at it and I was like, wow, look at these inks. And that changed my world forever. That's when I started to think that I wanted to ink like this. And then I started getting more into this older inkers. And then I realized I was in love with inkers as more than I was with some of the pencilers. But when you can do all of it, man, you better watch out. I love this use too of these cool old school.
You talking about me again?
Yeah, talking about how great you are. The Zipatone they're using in this stuff here is also very cool. You ever think about using Zipatone in your work?
Oh, I used to use it all the time.
You can do that digitally now.
I know.
Anyway,
I
thought I'd share that with all you guys in the audience. So you can take it off me now, Mike.
I still got a bunch of Zipatone, you know.
You do?
Yep.
Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got.
What, you mean my Zipatone? Shoot.
Yeah.
No way. It's like way back there.
Oh, forget it then.
It would be an effort. Although, boy, that would make this armor a lot easier.
Bullet says, "Jerk, I grew up such a big fan. I even have all the Cadillacs and Dinosaur toys mint in box." What? That's awesome.
Nice.
So this is just kind of like a little walk through some of my favorite things. And, hopefully it'll inspire some of you. Yeah, see, there's another book he did too called, I think, Subhuman. Covers for Subhuman was also stuff he did.
Do you find yourself confusing your own style by constantly going back and referencing other artists?
You know, to be honest, I don't really reference a lot of this stuff anymore. I did early on, more so than now, and then I think that did confuse me then. But now, I really feel like I've become good at identifying the traits of the art that I would use. So I know how I like to draw. Now I'm looking for things that complement that and that would add to it. So I'm very careful now not to collect things that are not in that vein. Even in the way I collected my comics, I found like if it was like a Bruce Timm thing or John Buscema thing, like John Buscema was the root for me. Kirby came into my world much later. So, because like I said, for a very, very long time, I did not appreciate Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so now when I go to Kirby, I'm not necessarily trying to ape his style as it is trying to observe what he did to shorten his process, to looking for efficiencies. And then how can I apply what I think he did to what I do? Not so much looking at the style. So that's like Schultz for me is is just candy. That Schultz is something I can just enjoy as an illustrator, right?
Yeah.
The way I enjoy Frazetta. I'm not going to try to do Frazetta. That's ridiculous. Now maybe one day I'll do an illustration like that if I go back into just illustrating fuller illustrations. But for now, for my comic work, I'm looking for the main things I look for are efficiency and good structure. Another favorite artist of mine is Olivier Coipel.
Oh yeah,
he's fantastic. But the challenge I have with him is that he's really an illustrator, and those are the guys I'm most attracted to. So I have to be careful not to go to them too much because they'll make me do things like what you do, which is go crazy with a bunch of little tiny details.
He's what I do.
And I don't think I've earned the time in my work to put that energy into that unless it's an illustration. You see what I'm saying? Like those guys can do that because they have their audiences and they're not. I don't have enough published work to justify that kind of effort in my work right now. Eventually, the more illustration I'll do, then they're not gonna say, "Oh no, this is how I do it." Shut your mouth,
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't agree with that?
Well, I've got a friend I've always kind of gone back and forth on that with because he's always trying to find ways to do it faster and it's not shortcuts per se, but just like he'll even get to the point where he's drawing smaller paper, which I have done as a time-saving measure in the past. I just I've banged out entire graphic novels on. What I'll do is usually your frame is 10 by 15, right?
Right.
So I just shot it down a little bit. I maintained the resolute or the size, and I just shot it down and cut about an inch off of the top and the bottom. So it wasn't like comic page size or anything, but it was just a little bit smaller so I could move a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. And it really, it didn't lose too much in terms of detail and stuff. I'm sure nobody that read it even noticed. But I've seen people drawing stuff oh my gosh, could you close the door? Could somebody close the door, please? There's 3 people just sitting there not doing anything. Thank you. I know, right? He turned it down right as soon as she was closing the door. And I don't know. Especially, it's funny because you say it's like, oh, I don't think I've earned that. I think in part that's how you earn it.
I think that's the point, but I think that concept that you're expressing is particularly pertinent or important during the time where some artists, because they were so illustrative in their work, that's what that article we were starting to read was. It's like even the industry didn't become that. It started out with efficiency in mind.
Yeah.
With the
no, that's why Kirby was doing 3-4 pages a day, and Byrne was doing 3-4 pages a day,
right.
which is why I got so fast. I think it's because I always heard that when I was a kid. It's like, oh, Byrne does 3 pages a day. I'm like, oh, I guess people just do 3 pages a day. So I just figured that's how fast you're supposed to work. And so I don't know. I guess I built in my own shorthand or shortcuts or whatever, however you want to frame it. But and it's weird. Like you're saying, that structure is important. I always wanted to be able to do something, and I did an issue of Looker, right?
You just curse at me.
I think I have some pages. What'd you say?
Did you just curse at me? I'm just kidding.
No, hold on a second. Let me see if I can dig through and find some pages real quick.
So while you're
I might not have them right here, but I did pages of a book called Looker, and wait, is that it? No, that's Injustice. And it was basically, I did all of my. I was trying to do something like Middleton, right?
okay,
Where it's like you have all your structure, you have everything, but you're just doing that simple, line work, no interior details, and it's just, it's almost, I don't want to say cartoonish because it's still my basic kind of structure.
yeah,
But
I know what you mean.
It's like if I just took this and all I did was I did his outline and then I did the basic details here. I mean, like inking this as it is about as like this figure here. That would have been like it. And I did it with a marker, so it was just like real quick, real easy. But boy, it's just I get into the noodles. I could have just made that black, but I cross-hatched it instead because I'm a dork.
Yeah. Well, and you gotta you I don't know if it's because of when you started or maybe to your point, I when I was getting into doing comic work, I already had a full-time job. So that wasn't my first job. So I only worked on comics when I could get to it. Kind of where I'm going to be at soon. So for me, it was I had to come up with a better solution, and that's why I started to kind of look back at some of the older artists, and I made those kinds of observations very quickly because I said, oh, I see. I'm trying to draw like Travis Charest, who was at the time was a very, and that's one of the reasons why I love Olivier so much. He has a very similar flavor. And or even now, I was trying to. I for a while I was trying to do a Olivier, but it really didn't. It didn't pay off for me because I didn't have the time to pull it off. Now, when you were hired, if that was your day job, I can see that too. I'm not necessarily saying it's one or the other. I'm just saying, making the observation that when you have that, that's all you're doing. You can kind of cultivate that kind of those techniques, I think, more.
In particular, you talking about Travis, I make this point all the time. If Travis had never been taken on in Wildstorm and been paid $1,000 a page to sit there and waste a week working on a single page, he never would have. Well, I'm not saying he never would have gotten where he is now, because obviously I think he's independently wealthy and it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But dude, that's it. I always say, well, what if Kirby had made $1,000 a page? What would his art have been like? Because he wouldn't have been cranking out 4 pages a day.
Right. And that's my point. I kind of. So what happened to me when I finally became a student of Kirby was when I realized, oh, that's how I need to approach my work here, because he had a similar challenge, except he was actually working in comics, and that he was actually trying to find a faster way to draw as much as he wanted to tell. Because in the end, he wasn't interested in becoming a better artist. He just wanted to tell his stories. So that style was a byproduct of his desire to be more productive, not to cultivate his craft. His craft was the story.
Right.
So when you kind of take it from that perspective, I think what you're really seeing is, I mean, and this, again, when you're working in comics, you're kind of expected to do it, but by that time I had already been making so much money. I was ready, it wasn't something that I could afford to just, I'm gonna, if I wanted to make the shift from this career to that career, or that career path, then I would need to find a more efficient way. I think that hurt me, though, to your point, because I was a better illustrator than I was showing in my work. And so I didn't get very much more work. So yeah, today, should I do that? I still don't think so. I still feel like I need to be productive, but that's why I think the art books are so fun, because I can show you that side of me through that. And then, yeah, if it works out, then that's what I can do. That's what I can do, you know? But
yeah, you know, there was an interesting kind of a thing. I don't know how to even phrase it back in the day, where it was like your editor, even editors would say that, by the way, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Rude. What's up, everybody? All right.
are you still? Aren't you still 25 or 35 cents confirming that?
25 cents. 25 cents. Oh, wait. I had a super sticker from Jalapeno Milk. It was a poop. It was poop. Thanks, Jalapeno. They would say your sample pages need to be the best thing you can do. Right? And then what in the old days, Marvel, DC, they used to, if they liked your sample pages enough, they would send you a script. And they would say, like, do 3 pages out of this script. You have a week or 2 weeks. They would give me 2 weeks, and I'd turn it in, like, 3 days later, because that's. But and you're supposed to do, they would pay you to do these 3 pages in the old days.
Right.
And they wanted to see not just your best work, but your best work or your best work on a schedule, right? Because they don't know if those 3 best of those sample pages you sent in took you 6 months.
Correct.
All right. So they want to see, all right, what can you do? Give me 3 pages in a week. Here's chump change for it. It was, I think I got $125 a page or something like that for the sample pages. And this was like 1993. So you do those, and then if those turn out well, and I think I still have them. That was a She-Hulk, Hulk, and what's this, a doubleheader? Is that his name?
Oh, the guy with the extra, like, he had 2 heads and yellow skin. Yeah. Like they were stacked on top of each other. Yeah.
That was my sample, and then that's what got me the work on Cable. But yeah, to the point is that you'd have to see how fast you could do it, not just cranking in your best stuff. But that was kind of the whole thing is like, do your absolute best work and then show them what you can do on a schedule.
Well, and then I think that's what the arguments are now for Marvel, that they're not interested in that now because they're not paying for that anymore. They're paying with some artists, sure, but for the most part, they're paying for speed now. So the market has definitely shifted. But that's what's happened is you can see the evolution. Well, I guess that wouldn't be an evolution. It's kind of regressed, I guess. Except that there's an added aspect, which I think is the whole, the CalArt style that's kind of seems to have had a big impact on the artistic culture. However, but going back to the first part, though, you had the golden age to silver age, up to the modern age, because even up to John Byrne,
the Ellen Page, nothing.
I'm saying that you had. Oh, shut up. You had this efficient style because they were working. I remember. Do you remember there's a legend or story about there was I forget who it was. They gave one guy this project and he say, if you want this job, we need all this artwork in this time. This is back in the 40s or 30s. And so they were like, oh, okay, all right. So I think it's Invaders pages, I think it was, or something like that. And so this guy got a bunch of his friends, and they all lived in the like the old artists were like a lot of Jewish artists living in that part of New York City. And they he said like 6 or 7 or 8 artists crammed that weekend, did the whole thing with this guy, and he turned in just so he can get the job.
Uh-huh.
And there was a story about one guy was writing something here, the other guy was drawing it, one guy was inking in the bathtub, and it was like they filled in this whole little apartment with a bunch of guys just trying to get this project. And it was a very charming story, but also showing that how speed was important for the communication of the idea. This is after comics had gone beyond reprints of the old comic strips.
Mm-hmm.
So that follows when you take that same pattern and they kind of develop the assembly line approach. I can see why, and that's where I find the art is the most exciting, because you didn't have that much time to I mean, if you look at a lot of Travis's work, he wasn't very dynamic, because it was so slow. But it was beautiful, like a very static painting, you know. But it took him forever to produce.
Mm-hmm.
While John Buscema, he was tasked to be more like Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby was just, like I said, he was just like, look, I want to convey some action, and I don't care if the anterior ex mortis, whatever you call it, that doesn't match up with his femur, whatever. He's like, yeah, just fold them up, make them kick. Cool, done, boom, guns. What's a gun? Today is like, well, that doesn't look like a real MP5. Like, God, man, who cares? It's a gun. I don't go into an action movie. I don't go, oh my gosh, did Bruce Willis pull out the right gun in this movie? Like, I don't care, just shoot. But some people are really hardcore like that, and I think that came from after people got the comic book art became a little more accepted as genuine, real art, as it were, quote unquote. Then people started putting more energy into it. Then you get the Travis Charest. Then you get these guys from Italy that impacted American artists. You know, you got the Jodorowsky and some of the other guys that were doing some incredible, incredible work, and they became in their own right, and rightly so, genuine works of art. Your stuff is very artsy like that. Maybe the difference is that you came in at a weird transitional point where you had the chance to cultivate the speed, and also I think because that was your main job. I started later. I didn't start very young. I started in my 30s. I was already established in my career. I was working more than over 40. I was working 50, 55 hours a week. So I was trying to find ways to cut corners. And can I still get in? It was a very weird time and very stressful time for me too, because I didn't achieve what I had intended, and I know I could have achieved more, but it is what it is, you know. But now you have the independent scene, so now I feel like I can, except that I really want to get this project complete, so I'm trying to do that. But
yeah,
I expect future projects will look a little different from me, as I continue to find more time to work and do other things. Maybe one day I'll grow up and be like you, Mike, and I'll only use my nibs only ever.
I know I should be using a brush on this, but shut up.
But it's also a ratio to from art to dollars too, because the other side of it is, even in my commission work, if I spend 10 hours on a full figured, cool, awesome drawing, a Travis Charest level drawing, that's another factor. A lot of customers, if you're not a particular artist with a particular, what I call a pedigree, they won't pay you for that time. So that's another reason why I cultivated these styles. And again, don't get me wrong, I love these styles. I love the cartoon style. I love that, and I actually prefer it. But there's also the illustrator in me that says, man, but look at that Frazetta painting. Wow, I would love to do something on that scale too, but I would never get paid for it. You know, literally some of my heartbreaking moments recently is putting some of those pieces I put out recently, and I only got paid like $35 for it. Like, that's a heartbreaker, you know. But to your point, I am trying to cultivate a new customer. It's just, you know, so I'm trying to show them. I'm actually doing what you said. I'm doing my better work. But again, unless you have a particular name, and that's what this industry has kind of created, I guess. And it's okay, and that's what I get for starting so late. That's why I tell people it's never too late. And I would also tell people now, if you want to do something on that scale, if you have that talent and that caliber of skill, do it in your own time and then publish it later. So it can be your greatest work.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to juggle everything at once, and that's created a big challenge for me in both the time that I have to produce the work, the quality of that work, and how much I'm able to charge for my work. So those are elements that you don't have to think about if you have a regular day job. My art mentor once told me, don't quit your day job. Let your day job fund your dream job. I was like, oh, I like that. That's cool. But I'm an idiot.
Well, aren't we all?
I went a totally different direction. Does that make sense what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
It's not really an excuse as it is just kind of like, okay, this is kind of what happened. I got in at this time. By the time I get in, it's post Madureira, post Travis Charest, post J. Scott Campbell.
Yeah.
Those names are now celebrity names. And that level of work, they're getting paid for it. I haven't seen that kind of pay yet. So very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
I still like the
if one person had been a man of their word, I would have been in that list you just said. But whatever.
That's true. But then I would have met you, Mike. See, you sacrificed everything just to be my friend in the future.
That's right.
See,
mean to, but that's right.
But I'll tell you though, like I'm ultimately a gigantic fan of. It started out for me with Don Bluth and Disney films, that art style, and I've always loved it. And so then when years ago, I mean, it's been years now, right? I think Batman animated series, is it 30 years now old now? Yeah, I think it is. That's a long time ago. And when my eyes first see that, I first that show aired when I was in the Army. I was already stationed in Fort Jackson. My eyes are just, my peepers are just going crazy. Like, what am I seeing here? And there was a really interesting twist on what I had been doing all my life up to that point, drawing. Mm-hmm. The beauty and the simplicity. It's not just simplicity for efficiency's sake. There's beauty in it. And then now today, artists like Alex Toth speak to me more than ever because of that same reason. And I think that's really where I find my most joy in drawing I love making characters act.
Yep.
That's one of the things I think I was attracted to, say, in Joe Madureira, because he had adopted a cartoon style that was consistent with anime, Capcom video games.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot, and that cartoon flavor, I love to see those expressive eyes, and that you can't always get.
It's funny because I think Joe and Ed had similar influences, but they came out of it on like different ends. Yeah.
But Ed does have some of the same qualities though, and he just has his is a little more stiff, a little more firm. His looks like action figures, which are great.
Well, you could tell it's that Capcom Street Fighter style, but he's focusing more on like that big burly version than the light lithe characters that Madureira does.
Well, he does both. So he's because if you look at the way that, if you look at if it's true that Madureira is a student of all those Capcom games and Final Fantasy, just to say anime, because that's really what is basically kind of influencing all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's just borrowing from all the subtype, the stereotype, not the stereotypes, the archetypes. You got the big crushing guy. It's why it works so well with X-Men. If you look at X-Men, you got the heroic figure silhouette in Cyclops. You've got the short, stout guy, right? The bruiser, right? You've got the crusher monster in Colossus, the big guy. You look at if you take that same idea, you look at Cloud from Final Fantasy. He's the heroic. Every once in a while they throw in the skinny guy for comic relief. I don't see it in the X-Men as much, but unless you look at like Warlock or something like that, or Sam Guthrie in the New Mutants, he kind of provides that sort of aesthetic. John Byrne, the difference is so when you go back to the guys that we really like John Byrne, John Buscema is actually more like this than I thought. That's why I think I liked him so much, because he was very expressive, and he did cultivate a range of characters. George Perez, in my opinion, everybody kind of had the same body type. Every once in a while they were different, but it might just be because he was influenced by some of the more like I bet you George Perez was a Bern Hogarth guy. But the guys who were influenced by Frazetta, there was the heroic guy, then there was the monster guy, then there was, so there was a little more range. Kirby did it, but he was still a little tight. It is until you get to the guys. Byrne definitely was a process guy. He had a very specific formula to execute a specific amount of work in a specific amount of time. The only thing that changed was the skin color and the hair texture.
Yeah, all the faces were the same.
Yeah, and it's okay though, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's my problem in the past, is that I took a side and I was criticizing something like it was not good when it's just another way. Same thing with Kurt Swan. I hated Kurt Swan when I was coming up. Hated him. Today, I love him to pieces. I understand what he was bringing to the table, so now Alex Toth, I can't help it. I grew up on the reruns of the old 60s, what do you call those? The Hanna-Barbera cartoons, the Josie and the Pussycats, the Johnny Quest. So those had a big influence on me, the old Fantastic Four cartoon. And he was kind of doing the big blocky guy. He kind of was creating out of range. So now that's why I like animation. Anyway, I think that's what happened with Joe. Joe walked down that path. And then Ed found the big blocky guy, but everybody has the same thing. But that's okay too. That's what makes him unique. Arthur Adams definitely has the range in his work. He look at his Hulk. It looks like a big guy. Some people will draw the Hulk like a large. Can you imagine? I've never seen him do it. Can you imagine Dan Jurgens drawing the Hulk? Jose Luis Garcia Lopez is kind of like that. He has a very typical body type that he works with. Neil Adams, everyone looks the same. Superman is just as they had that tall bass, who was the guy for the Utah Jazz?
Oh, don't ask me anything about sports.
He was the mailman, Karl Malone. Karl Malone is that guy. If you look, they do the tall. They describe Neil Adams' work as athletic build. They're tall. They look like they may have been. They look like the guy I was roommates with in the Army. He was really skinny when he was in high school. Started working out. And he was tall and skinny, and then got bulked up. But you can only bulk up so much. So Chris Reeve is a great example of that in Superman. It's perfectly aligned with the
as all things should be,
the Kurt Swan look. But I'm going to tell you, more than Kurt Swan, one of my favorite Superman artists is I can't remember now. He did it in the 60s. Something with a B, I think. Wayne Boring is his name?
Not familiar.
He did him with the barrel chest. I was like, oh, I love that look. So then later on, now one of the guys I really dig, it's very different than my style, but I enjoy him the same way I enjoy these other guys, is what's this cat's name? Frank Quitely.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love Frank Quitely.
I'm not.
I know, again, it's because once I solved the puzzle with Kirby and then Frank Miller, guys like quietly, oh, I understand. Like it's just it's in the similar, he might not. It's like a European thing, it's like they do this really grungy.
Yeah, I just don't like his aesthetic.
Oof, I do. I think his women are super sexy. His men are really cool looking, and it's that cool thing he does. Is like a texture to his line art.
Yeah, I know what it is. I just don't like it.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
No offense to him, but whatever.
Another guy I like is Jose Ladron, who's basically he took Kirby and then he gave him a bunch he did this book series, The Inhumans, in the 90s, and
didn't he do the book for what's his face, the letter or is it the letterer, the color, that with the hippopotamus detective?
Yes, I have that book here, Elephant Man.
Yeah.
Let me show you that stuff. I have the art book for him. Well, I don't have to show it to you, but anyway, he
Steve Oliff.
Who?
Steve Oliff wrote it, right?
I don't know. I guess so. I don't remember who wrote it, but I only cared about the artist at the time. Yeah, his Elephant Man work was gorgeous, but he did this series Inhumans, and I'll never forget the way he did Black Bolt on the cover. You could see like he had the tuning fork thing on his head, but he created it was like a zoomed in. He might be responsible for some of the aesthetic in some of the movies because it took those basic blocky shapes and then he put like circuitry in it the way as if Kirby would have done it if he had spent more time. It's fantastic. Very trying to think of what that reminds me of in film. Very cyberpunk, very anime, I guess, actually, if you think about like the way that the attention they put to things like Neon Genesis Evangelion or just a lot of interesting weird little textures and shapes and edges to stuff. Anyway, very, very cool. All right, well, there you go. I hope, is that boring to everybody? Are you guys done with me? Did we lose a bunch of? I think you lost a bunch of people, Mike. Is it my fault?
No. Yes. No. I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't even paying attention to how many people are here. But if you're here, ladies and gentlemen, LoneStarComic.com, LoneStarComic.com. That's what I'm working on. If you're new, if you're interested in great comics, like obviously we are, this is the book. This is the book to get. Next issue of Lone Star. Available for pre-order, you can say. Support the production. You can support the production of this wonderful illustrated comic book at LoneStarComic.com. Thank you very much. Arlene says, Elliot, it is fascinated.
That's
fascinating. Sorry.
To pieces.
People are saying not boring. Not boring.
I don't know. For me, that's one of the things that I've taken a lot of time to do in my. It's what kind of helped me to improve. Is I start to study what made this what it is. Like why is this good? Why what makes me like it? And that's why I've started to appreciate more and more over the years movie critics. Like I don't want to just go into a movie saying, "Oh, it's cool." I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with enjoying something like that. But as someone who wants to create things, I need to know why it's cool. What makes it cool? Why do people think it's cool? Because sometimes you do something because you think it's cool, but it's not very commercially viable, and you're trying to figure and unless you have a strong what's the right word for this? Unless you have a lot of confidence in yourself, you might get discouraged because you'll say, "Oh, they don't like my stuff," or you'll lie to yourself and say, "They just don't get good stuff, good work.
They don't get me."
But really, it might just be that you didn't do some homework in how to, and that's how I became. It's that line of thinking that helped me to get my become an art director and then a creative director, because I was able to take apart, deconstruct the art I was looking at, and not just being affected by it, but also understanding why it affected me. And that opened up some interesting doors in my own career,
Yeah, sort of the same thing. I'm not artistically, but in writing. That's why I was like, I kind of had a good sense of I don't know, dialogue. I had good story ideas, but I didn't understand what good storytelling structure was. I mean, I had some innate, stuff, but yeah, my manager like pointed me at some good books like Story by Robert McGee, by Save the Cat, some other stuff I was reading too.
Yeah.
And it really helps to learn something, because so many people just think that, I just have this innate ability to do this thing, and it's like it's the same thing with drawing. It's like I tell a story about how I just kind of taught myself, and then one day a friend of mine who was a life drawing teacher just tore my stuff to shreds, and I was like, oh wow, I suck. And then and then that changed my whole perspective on my own artwork, because it's like I always thought I was good, but then after he tore it apart, I was like, I saw how much I had to learn, and what a ridiculous opinion I had of myself prior to that, So that's why I'm never happy with my work now. I'm just always looking for things to fix.
Yeah, I'm never happy either. Right now, what I get excited when I've accomplished something, when in my work I figured something out that I was trying to understand. I'm like, oh, I achieved the thing that looks like what I was trying to do. Cool. But I still say, yeah, but now I still got a long way, because that's the one thing about being a student is and trying to be humble, because the challenge for a lot of us as creative people is that we get really into our own stuff sometimes. As they say, sometimes your stuff doesn't stink, whatever. But if you're humble enough and you allow yourself the privilege really of learning, you really can kind of get into the thing, and then you become the master. A real master never thinks he's a master, or she. They don't. The real master is trying to still learn, because the more you uncover, the more you deconstruct, the better, the deeper you can go.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a good conspiracy theory.
Well, I mean, that's why it's like somebody like Art Adams sticks out, when all these other guys just kind of they hit a groove and just rode that groove for decades. As opposed to like busting butt to get better. Dave, I said this about Dave Johnson once, and apparently he didn't take kindly to it. Dave's a great draftsman. He's a great designer. He draws just like he did in 1997.
He does, and a lot of these guys, like I said, I don't think they're as noble. Or again, we could criticize a Jack Kirby and say Jack Kirby, he didn't grow that much, but he did, because he was telling all these incredible stories. He kept developing new ideas. He was a machine. The other people are they became pattern makers. They didn't change anything. They didn't. At least Kirby was growing into telling stories. I mean, he wasn't a fantastic writer, but
no, he's a terrible writer.
But he was a super creative monster.
Yeah,
I mean, the New Gods isn't particularly excellent in its writing, but man, it is fantastic in its world building and character development. Like, man, he's got some killer ideas. So you are okay with that, because but a lot of artists just come in to say, oh, he was just an artist, so they oh, he created this pattern. Oh, John Byrne. Well, John Byrne is, I think, is in a very similar place, but he was also a good writer.
Yeah, John Byrne's a great writer.
Yeah, so he grows as a writer, even if his art. So he's following the same pattern as Kirby. I want to tell more stories, so I need a style that's efficient so I can get it done. Otherwise, I'm going to get lost in this sword. and yeah, you can say, man, look at the sword. But John Byrne's like, but I don't want you to just look at the sword. I want you to read my story. And so I think that's an important part of that process. Once you get that kind of squared away, now you're moving at a higher, you're transcending the art. And then you're now an artist as a writer, not just artist as a draftsman. To your point, some of these other guys are no. But that being said, Dave Johnson is an excellent designer, and maybe that's really where his heart is in designing. So he picked the style that matches his design work. Because if you look at all his designs, they look like his human characters or his heroes.
Yeah.
They have very interesting structure, very almost clinical. Then you got the guys like Schultz, who's telling his stories through his art, right? So Schultz is doing that. And this is why I think, comic strip artists are so amazing to me, because they picked their style so they can tell jokes. Like it all works. If you do it, you could do a juxtaposition and do like this really high deep, like Watterson would do that from time to time. He would throw in the really nice Neil Adams level art, but then the punchline would be like his goofy Charles Schultz level art, like whatever, making fun of the thing. Like, oh, that's what makes it funny, is the juxtaposition. But that's also crafting. That's another level of writing that I'm. As much as I would love to do comic strips, I don't know that I'm that funny. Although I think I have a couple. I have ideas, and I'm an idea guy too. I'm a lot. I feel like Kirby sometimes. That's another reason why I like this. Maybe that's why I gravitate to the cartoony styles, because they give me some freedom to keep thinking about the other part that I want to try. Kind of like like you writing your own stuff. I want to do more of that too. I'm probably not a very good writer, like you said. I just because you said that, I remember
Elliot. I said I didn't say you weren't a good writer.
Oh, I haven't written anything yet. But I'm saying I'm gonna have written things, but not to this level.
I know, but you're like, I'm not a good writer, like you said. I'm like, wait, whoa, what?
Oh, no. I mean, you were saying that earlier that you were saying that someone told you weren't as good as you thought you were. So then you started to read these books and got better. That being said, I forgot. I never purchased that book, Save the Cat. I want to read that. I have Story, but I haven't read this one, Save the Cat.
Save the Cat is much faster.
Is it more helpful, you think?
Some people think that, well, okay, I'll admittedly, Story is, I don't want to say pedantic, but it is possibly overly in-depth and repetitive. Save the Cat is a good sort of junior college level version of Story. It has a lot of the same vital information. It's really kind of tailored down to a more of a bite-sized meal, I guess you could say.
Okay.
But Story is big and long and would take you forever.
I know. And I haven't. That's why I haven't read it yet, because it's super good.
Yeah, but Save the Cat you can get through in a couple sittings.
I have a few books like that. I have Writing Comics by Peter David. I didn't like it. It was almost like How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. It's like I don't think he helped me very much. And then looking back, are you a big fan of Peter David?
I liked his stuff on Hulk.
Did you? I guess I did, but he gave me Smart Hulk, and that's why I'm kind of mad at him.
Yeah, and I only read it because Dale Keown was drawing it.
Right. Same here.
Although, didn't he also write Maestro? That
yeah, the Future Imperfect.
Yeah. He wrote that too, right?
Yeah, I believe he did.
Yeah, that was good. So yeah, he's a good writer.
I did buy a book here called the Stephen King on Writing.
Mm-hmm.
Some pretty good stuff, but a lot of anecdotes and things like that. Yeah, I have a few things. I have a book on how to write children's books. I have children's books I want to do eventually in my life.
Me too, man.
That's what I'm saying.
If I want to do, that's my problem.
You're not gonna do no children's books if you keep drawing those swords and armor like that, Mike.
Well, if I was going to do a children's book, it would be in a simpler style.
Just saying. No, you
Or I
wouldn't.
could probably just have Eden draw it.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's a good idea, actually.
And did do a children's book. Yeah, why don't you do it? Children's book.
Is Eden there?
Yeah.
Eden, would you illustrate a story I might write one day?
Sure. Yeah, I like children's books. That's the highest reading level. Like,
Keep in mind, she has a commission that she
yes.
could be working on right now. Sorry, Roscoe, if you're in the chat.
It'll take some time. I have to get into that. Brandon Moore says, look into how to make comics the Charlton. I have somebody gave me a PDF of that one time. I printed it out. I have it. I like it, but a lot of the books like that, they're okay. They just and it's also the challenge now is to what Mike said earlier. Some of that stuff, it's still important, but it's a little dated. So how you do accomplish certain things. I have a good series. There's only 2 of them. Where do I have those books? It's over here somewhere.
By the way, somebody in the chat said, King Crow says, "Save the Cat" is incredible.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna get it on the Kindle app. What's it called? Where do I have that book at? Here it is. Is it here? Yeah, here it is. Frame. Here. A writer is Martin Bro. Have you heard of this guy?
Mm-mm.
One is called How to Draw Noir Comics by Sean Martin Bro.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 that are really excellent is by Marcus Mateo Mester, Frame Perspective. And he wrote a few of these. One's called Framed Ink. Oh, Mike, you gotta see that. This was really helpful for me in getting more. I love noir. I just love noir, man, and I love adding a lot. I love when comics are dripping with ink. But this book is really good. Composing for continuity. A lot of cool stuff. But this is look, Mike, and this little small thing on the screen. There's more black on this small picture than your whole page.
Look, there's black right here.
But you know what, Michael? That's why I think that's so cool about your stuff, man. Is that you like what you love to? That's what makes your work really artistic. Is that it's what you love to do. I don't see
big plots of black everywhere.
What's
and
that?
I don't like slapping black everywhere. And honestly, the idea of when in doubt, black it out freaking pisses me off.
Oh, I love it.
Oh well,
But I go the opposite way though. I think sometimes we overwork it. I think black sometimes helps bring some things to the foreground.
Yeah, no, I understand that, and I love it when guys like Frazetta or you or whoever does use blacks well. But the idea of when in doubt, black it out pisses me off. Because when in doubt, figure it out.
True, unless you don't have time. So like the other night on the Drawn and Quartered, I did this piece and I knew I didn't have enough time to draw because I was figuring so much out with her. I didn't have enough time to draw Vader. So I resorted to something like this, but it actually had a lot of impact.
Yeah. No, that's design-wise it works.
Because it pushes her in the front. And I mean, I was nervous because I was like, I don't think people are going to understand that these are fingers, but it's almost a silhouette and it works well in that regard.
Yeah. No, I think that it's so graphic. It's a great design.
Oh, and I think so that's interesting that you say that too. So that's another reason why I'm attracted to black art, because my professional heritage is graphic design.
Right.
So I like I like to see not just line but also shape and form. So, but you do that as well. It's just, you know, accomplishing it in a different way. Yeah, I had a good time. Even this Vader, the Vader face, I put these cool, crazy lines in there.
Yeah.
And it's almost abstract, you know, but
No, that's what I'm saying. It's designy. It's cool.
yeah. That make it, this little picture right here make a nice avatar somewhere. Right here, right there. Boom.
Yeah.
Or this with the hand. Oh.
Yep.
Maybe turned like this. Oh. Which, by the way, people, that art is for sale. If y'all want it, let me know. I can't have it in my office. I don't have space for all this unusable art. Yeah, framed ink is really good. And then I have a book here I never read. I bought it a while back. It's a required book at SCAD. It's called Foundations in Comic Book Art. I like it. Do a quick passing of it, like going through it. It communicates some of these ideas I think in very interesting new ways. If you want to learn how to draw and understand dimension and perspective a little differently, there's a good amount of discussion on that. What do you think about schools that teach comic art?
I don't know. If you need it.
Look, Mike Waringo. Aw,
Aw.
I miss Mike.
You know, I had this great piece.
Michael. Why did I say anything?
Mike was cool. Mike wouldn't have given a damn.
I don't think so either. Although, I don't know, maybe people think he would, but this is cool. I like this right here. They're showing a cool blotchy bottles of ink. Different types. That's fun. That's nice. I think Luther Strode did a lot of stuff in this book. I think so. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. That's fun. Using textures to creating value with line. That's Mike Miller's section.
Mm-hmm.
Look, remember that whole conversation about the different degrees of texture to create that the guy was talking about that book was written, and I kept saying, yeah, I've seen that stuff here's one of those places. Come on, man. That's just
Texture on your tongue, dude. Yeah.
You know what I don't feel comfortable.
Tonguester. Gross.
How do you do this? Oh, that is gross, Michael. Thank you.
Gross but accurate. Tongues
See,
are
like, see, you drew the little indentions in the teeth. Like, why? But because you're Mike Miller. Mike, how do you use?
Why wouldn't you? That's how they look.
How do you use the French curve for lines with a nib? How do you do that?
The French curve has first of all, you don't put too much ink on the nib, and then the French curve has a lip on it. See?
Yeah, but this guy's even lifting.
What you can do, see how I have this little thing here on the back?
Yeah.
That'll actually lift the whole French curve off. I think. But I mean, you can lay it flat. That's kind of dangerous because if you do bloop, you're screwed.
Yeah.
But you can also hold it off the page and just run the barrel of the nib along the side.
Okay, but how do you measure? How do you know? This is one of the things. Like I've been trying to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with a ruler and a brush. How do you know? Like,
I don't use
your line is where the. How do you know that your line is like? Do you put the tool flat and then lift it off of the where the straight line is?
No, I just eyeball it.
You eyeball it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes if I'm going this way, I'll use the shadow.
Oh, okay. Like you okay.
You're in the right. See how it casts the shadow there?
Yeah.
You just draw along the shadow.
How do you know? Okay, I guess it's just practice of making sure you have the right angle on the tool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Another good book for you guys, I would suggest.
The Bible.
The Bible is a great book, but it's not going to teach you how to draw.
It's the good book.
The book is really cool too. Panel discussions. Ever heard of this one?
No.
This is cool. Design and sequential art storytelling. This is it's basically comparing all these different artists to each other, and then they're asking them what are your tips and how do you do this and how do you do that, and what's their process like, and they describe their process. Like Michael Ringo's in here. Let's see, Mike Carlin. All right, there's names in front here. Randy Stradley, Ringo, Giordano, Magnola, Stelfreeze, Scott Hampton, Mazzucchelli. I don't know who goes. Simonson, Chiarello, Will Eisner's in here. It's really cool. And they talk about how they would approach a particular thing and what they're. This is before the internet had a lot of that kind of information. It's nice. What I still like about books sometimes is that it has all that information collected.
Mm.
I don't have to go searching for it. It's in this, and this is a very good book. Panel discussions for anyone who's interested. And then another one that's good, that's similar, is Working Methods. Have you seen that one? Mike, I really should just teach. Comics creators detail their storytelling and art. This is another one that has a process thing. This includes the Jim Mahfood.
You know, Elliot, if you just made videos on teaching, you'd probably have 1 million subs.
Scott Hampton. I tried that. It takes much time. I've been mentioning this on my Twitch streams. I'm thinking about taking on some mentees.
Yeah.
And doing like
some manatees.
Some like maybe a couple hours every couple of weeks, a month, or an hour Zoom call with people and just help them, coach them through some stuff. Because as they say, those who can do, those who can't teach.
I can't teach.
but you can. You can, so you do. Those who can't, they teach. See how that works, Michael?
But you can. I just can't teach. I mean, I can't. I don't have the patience.
Well, it's like tonight. Like I'm talking all about this stuff. I love talking about this stuff. I still feel like I'm still learning how to dissect things and explain it. My kids hate it because a simple life lesson takes about most of their life for me to tell it. So, interesting. Let's see.
Why do you do what you do, wackadoo?
Because one of the things I had trouble with, I tried doing. Well, my wife is studying to become a teacher. I'm actually going to ask her to help me develop like a curriculum when the time comes. Because it's difficult. I'm really good at talking about it now, but if I had to break it up, I wouldn't know where to start. Like, where do we start? Do we start with hands? And I did these videos in the beginning on YouTube.
I wouldn't know what to do with it.
It's terrible because I'm like, and then I start talking, and then I start to realize how much you really need to put into video production to get that kind of out there. So I feel like
you can just shoot the video and then edit it. Just
trust me,
edit out all the ums and.
That sounds perfect, except that it turns out editing can last as long as I can do all day editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should be drawing instead of editing video.
I know, but some of those freaking channels, dude, unbelievable subs.
Dude, do you remember this book? What was it? Tale of Teen Titans, John Byrne and Garcia Lopez inking John Byrne.
Oh no.
Oh, dude, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. I always forget how good of an inker Jose is. And this book, oh my gosh, I had it for a long time, a copy that didn't have a cover, so I didn't know what issue it was, and I could barely read what it was in the bottom. And then I finally, one day, I bought it on eBay.
All right, hold on. I won't see.
Look how pretty John's.
It does look familiar.
Yeah, this is the number 81 of Tales of the Teen Titans. And he changes Byrne a little bit, but you can still see him in there.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that Starfire. Wow. So awesome. Look how her hair just draws your eye to this. Dang it, Byrne. You're a bad man.
Mm-hmm.
Byrne's brilliant, man. Like, as far as like conceptualizing his pages and all that stuff. People may not like his draftsmanship today, but man, he's still a master storyteller.
Dude, I want to go ink those pages, those X-Men pages on the site so bad. Wish I had time.
You know what? Somebody sent me all those pages together.
As a PDF?
Yeah.
No way. Yeah, do it. Oh, man, that looks so good.
Isn't that great?
Mm-hmm.
I guess the point is to focus. If you're going to follow my philosophy on this, the concept is to focus on the you put energy into the things that are the most important, that are going to be the
Dude, I want that page. Can you get a good scan of that?
Of what? This?
No, on your right side.
Advertisements?
Yeah.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can give you that.
I want like a real scan of that, and then I want to like mess with it in Photoshop and like make my own kind of ads and stuff and put that like in an issue of Lone Star or something.
With all the yellowing in here and everything. Yeah, that'd be funny. Put your website up here, right now to blacklistuniverse.com.
Mm-hmm.
The Atlas body, the Mike Miller body.
Yeah.
Put some hair on there. I bet you somebody in the chat would do that really well. Who's really good at using? Look how pretty that is. Look how pretty she is. And Byrne still draws good-looking women. I'm just saying, a little Jose twist on it. It's really nice.
Well, dude, remember when Scott Williams inked him in those 2 pages in that one X-Men issue?
Yes. Oh,
so good.
Golly, man. Anyway, I'm done. You should get this in your.
Oh yeah!
How awesome! Some Mike Miller cookies, Blacklist Universe cookies,
dude.
Yeah,
old comic books out and just scan some of those stuff. I've got some old books right here.
Well, I like this one because it wasn't a high graded book, so it has a nice weathering in it. The even in you hear the weird yellowing in the paper, like water damage or something, perhaps. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, but this cover is fantastic too. Who was the inker on this? Is this? Wait a minute. It says Byrne after. Is it Hanning? What's he talking about? What's this homage to?
I don't know.
Who's Hann? No. It's not Hanning. It's Hannigan or something like that. Gosh, I wonder. All right, put it back on your art.
All right.
Enough that nonsense. Enough distraction, people.
Distracting me from getting my work done.
That's right. Doing. That's what they call me, jerk, bro. That's what they call me, the jerk.
Clive says that would be fun if we had gag ads. Maybe Mike would let us make up some of them. Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
I'll
buy that for $1.
Roar. How's that mouth looking? Roar.
Hold on. Let me see. It's a cool mouth.
Blah blah blah.
Had you ever considered doing like medical illustration? I bet you do good on that.
Did I ever tell you the story of how I helped invent invisible braces?
What?
Yeah.
Say it ain't so, Michael. Say it ain't so.
It is so.
All right, tell me how to do it. Tell me what happened. Tell me the story.
Okay. My friend Eric Goodwin, I used to skate with him, and I was in the same grade as his brother Scott. But I'm not sure if it was Eric or Scott who told him. But I got called in the principal's office one day. I think I was freshman year, and I'm like, okay, why am I going to the principal's office? And Scott and Eric's dad was there, Dr. Goodwin, and he was a orthodontist. And he's like, hey, Eric tells me that you are good at drawing. And I said, yeah. And he's like, well, I have an idea for a new kind of braces. And I was hoping that you could help me like draw it out for because he worked at a place with a bunch of other orthodontics. So he was pitching invisible braces.
Okay.
And so he asked me to draw, and he described what he had in mind. And so I drew braces inside of the mouth, right? And he used that illustration to pitch and successfully get invisible braces funded and made.
Whoa.
And essentially invented with my illustration. And I totally forgot about this. Like, he didn't pay me. I don't think he freaking paid me. But I totally forgot about it until like 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. I had a dream, and I remembered it in the dream. And I'm like, was this just a dream? Or because it was like the dream was like the vivid memory of it, right?
Right.
And I called up Scott, or I hit up Scott on Facebook, and I'm like, hey, do you remember me drawing the design for the invisible braces for your dad? He's like, yeah, we still have that drawing around here somewhere. And I'm like, what did he do with that? And I'm like, oh yeah, they made millions off of that. And I'm like, oh really? Thanks. His dad passed away a long time ago, like when we were in high school, just after high school. But
oh wow.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, can I get my cut of that?
Huh. Well.
So little did you know, if you in the 90s, I guess it would have been 89. I did that. No, 85, 86, something like that. If you had those interior invisible braces, you can thank me.
Wow. That's in
Damn it.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
The lines, they have different. They have better ones now.
Oh, you mean like
The ones, they were just basically braces on the inside of the teeth instead of the outside.
Ah. Well, but still.
Tell him to give you the drawing and sue his butt. It's probably a statute of limitations.
Yeah, probably.
It's been 35 years now, something like that.
But you would be really good at doing like hearts and lungs and stuff like that.
Oh, thanks. I'm sure there's a market for that somewhere. I drew a heart.
Well, there is. I mean, they still use them they still use illustrations in medical books.
Oh, really?
They're probably more digital now, but still, they're not using photographs.
Ah, right.
Oh.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Can't believe you didn't hear that story before.
I never heard it, but thank you for telling me.
Sure. Mm-mm-mm.
I find my.
It'd be funny if like that illustration was in like some website for the history of the invisible braces.
Or it's in the Smithsonian now.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right. I'm redrawing those Avengers things. I got someone. Remember those little tiles I did of the Avengers heads?
Oh yeah.
Well, I gave them to my buddy to decorate his son's room.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody said, "Hey, I want those." I'm like, "Oh, I don't have those." So I'm working on recreations for him. He still wants them.
Joe Marone says Siegel and Schuster feel bad for your loss, Mike. You know what?
Look here,
Looky here, mister.
Da, 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 da. All right.
We watched Airplane last night at the hotel.
Yeah. What were you doing in the hotel? What was going on?
Oh, it was we'd like to go to this place by the marina for birthdays and stuff.
Oh, okay.
JoJo's birthday is on the 5th, but my Fridays and Saturdays are usually pretty blocked up, so we went on Thursday instead.
Are you guys under the same restrictions as the mayor in LA put out for those guys?
I guess not.
Gosh.
Terrible.
I don't like that at all.
This guy. Cancel everything. Cancel you, motherfucker.
Yeah, I've been thinking about some of the conversation around that and what I would say about, like, I'm not canceling Christmas.
Yeah, right.
You're
Cancel Christmas. Okay, Mr. Grinch.
Yeah, that's like who was that? What was that one claymation one? Or not claymation, whatever it was, the stop motion. The Burgermeister, whatever.
Yeah.
What?
Right. That's what he is. I wonder if he looks like the Burgermeister. That'd be so funny.
You know what? I've been thinking about doing a meme of Joe Biden as King Theoden, and then putting as his face on Theoden's body.
Yeah.
And when he's possessed by Saruman, and then Kamala Harris's face on Wormtongue.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder if someone's done that yet, because that's like so perfect. But I'm in a Lord of the Rings space right now, so I'm like, maybe only I think it's funny.
Did you see my my Cobra?
You what?
My Cobra.
No.
Okay, hold on. It's on Twitter here.
I don't stay on Twitter, Mike. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's hilarious. Wow. Wear a mask.
The International Terrorist Organization determined to rule the world.
Cobra!
Oh, I told you, we got COVID commander already.
That's correct. Wear your mask.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Speaking of idiots.
Oh, I'm here.
No, I'm just kidding. Monster Hunt. Let's get cracking. Hey, we cracked 10,000 today. I think today. Maybe I just haven't checked in a couple days.
Congrats, man.
Yeah. So now we're gonna be launching. Where's that card there, Mister? You got a trading card coming from Mr. Fernandez.
Yes, I'm gonna be working on it this weekend to have you by Monday.
So we're working on it this weekend to have it by Monday. He says.
It's right over.
Sure, he will. Sure, he'll have it by Monday, everyone.
Da, 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 da. Here it is. Ta-da.
We're doing the Svarog trading card, which will have all his stats and everything on the back. So if you want to slip those trading cards into the Marvel trading card game and fight with our characters, do it.
Ooh, that's cool.
Right?
That is a very cool idea. Yeah. I'm taking this piece off and the art after all, but I'm cleaning things up.
Okay.
I was doing it the other night while we were streaming after drawing a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So
Awesome. Oh wait, no.
What? Huh?
That's not for Monster Hunt. That's for Lone Star.
Lone Star. Do you need a Monster Hunt one?
I'm gonna have to do something else for Monster Hunt.
I can do a Monster Hunt one if you want.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who would you want to do on there? Oh wait, didn't you do a Nova for the
I haven't done anything but the cover.
No, for the Nova drawn and quartered.
For Nova.
Remember? Not Nova. What am I thinking?
Yeah, I was gonna say, really?
Texas.
What did I do with that?
Oh.
I think I scanned it. I may have sold it. I think I sold it, but I don't. Yeah, that wasn't very good. I mean, if you want it, it was good. It just wasn't. The problem is when I do those fast ones for drawn and quartered,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like them. They're too fast. I'll put a little more energy into it. But yeah, I'll get it. I have it scanned. I can give that to you. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, well, we need something here.
Yeah. So Svarog is for something else. Forget Svarog.
No, as far as Lone Star. Lone Star. Let's see how Lone Star is doing. I haven't even. L. My keyboard's way over here now because I'm inking. L is for Lone Star. LoneStarComic.com. Boo! $20,004. Look at that. 20 for this, 10 for the other. Moving right along.
Yeah.
Free.
That's what's up, baby. Hi, what's up?
Yes, and we're going to be oh, you know what I should show you guys? Hold on a second. Let me remove this real quick. And where's my tweeters? Tweeters. Close that. I got the colors in for the second cover of Shadow of the Conqueror. So we're going to be launching this real soon here.
Wow, that was good.
Right?
Yeah.
It's good colors.
Yeah,
Good colorist. I don't know if I want to say because I don't know if he wants to say.
All right, then forget it.
Yeah. But the funny thing is he's one of my colors. Remember the Lullaby series?
Yeah.
He's one of the colorists on that.
Huh.
That's how I found him. And then, but working on, he was working at Marvel. He's Laniel Francis Hughes colorist. I guess I just said who he was.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Dope.
Oh, snap.
Snack. Sneakity snack. Now he's got to color Kanan's cover. That'd be the dopeness. So that's launching soon. Lone Star is still up and running. Wait, how long do we have here? 8 days left. And then how long do we have? We should have 8 plus 7. 15 days left on Let's Get Cracking. Well, okay. I'm gonna expand those out to 60 days. So no big shock there. No big shock.
True.
is he eating again? I'm not eating, Jeff. Jeez Louise, I'm trying to pimp some comic books here.
Now, I will say though, Mike, that I'm a little surprised that you and even like Don was talking about putting out a book in December. How do you feel about that?
For Shadow of the Conqueror?
No.
Or just in general?
Just in general, yeah. Is it? You think things have changed for that, or?
I think if you've got the audience, it doesn't matter as much as it does for general, stuff.
Right.
But yeah. So for wait, Don? Who was saying that?
Don Chen.
Don Chen.
I'm
so
sorry.
Shadow of the Conqueror, obviously,
Has an audience, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was telling me he sold 11,000 copies in the first month of his novel.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, oh, dang. Because I know he sold like 30,000 copies of them altogether, but that he did that in the first month. I'm like, well, gosh, I hope we get, I don't think we're going to do that well, but if we do, we can do well, I'm pretty sure, regardless of what time of the year he launches it. So
I'm excited. I'm excited. When has he decided when exactly?
No, he's built the video. I'm gonna after we end the stream, I'll show it to you.
Okay.
He's gonna swap out he's got some black and white art in there right now, and that's what we're waiting for, is the colorist to get through some of this stuff so that we can swap it out with the black and white stuff in the book, and the color will look better in the video. So and dude, the guest speakers in his video, you're gonna be like, oh wow, very cool. So I don't want to say who it is, obviously, because it's his surprise to launch, but it's pretty cool stuff. When I was like, is that blah blah blah, and he's like, yes it is. like
You get Donald Trump to. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Michael Caine.
Shadow of the Conqueror. It's the greatest book ever. So great.
So great. I love it. It's
great.
I told Mike, my friend, he's my friend, Mike. I told him, you're great. I'm just telling you right now, you're the greatest. I love it. Okay, good.
Talking cartoons while complaining about old people health issues. Pop-Tarts versus high fiber cereal. I hate Pop-Tarts.
Ooh, I love Pop-Tarts. I don't know if I love them, but maybe that's nostalgia for me.
That's got to be nostalgia. No adult eats Pop-Tarts on purpose.
Why not?
Because they're just nasty little things with. It's like cardboard with frosting on it.
It's sugary. That's what it is. Sugar.
Cardboard with frosting on it.
Oh, it's more than cardboard.
Barely.
Depends which one you eat. Which is your favorite? Which is the one you've eaten?
Which is my favorite? The ones I don't eat.
Well, yeah, I deserve that. Okay. I'm just saying. I used to like the s'mores one. Pretty good. But strawberry is kind of like the classic one. Well,
they have s'mores.
The very original ones without the icing, I didn't care for.
Jeff, I have not eaten frog sushi.
I believe you have.
No, I have not. I have had raw horse.
You had the horse?
Raw horse, yeah.
That's what?
Horse meat, raw horse meat.
Michael, why?
It's Japanese, dude. It's Japanese. Don't you talk bad about my culture.
I'm not talking bad. I'm just curious as to why you do such a horrible thing.
My culture. What do you mean? You call my culture horrible?
I didn't call your culture horrible.
I did.
I did not. I
Just
said
right now. We're no longer friends.
Okay. My bad. My bad.
You're racist. You know that?
I am. I'm aware of that.
All right. Okay, we can be friends then.
Okay. Good thing.
As long as you're aware of it.
Yeah, no, I totally get that part too. It's clear that I'm an evil person. There's no contest for that. I've always said.
Arlene says, I have eaten horse, but it was cooked. As if that's...
What does it taste like? Is it its own flavor or compared to something?
What would you say? It's sort of like a... Yeah,
Like,
he didn't add it too. Tastes like meat. Not exactly like beef, but pretty darn close.
Okay.
Eden had it too. You were
Is
the
it-
one
is
who's
it-
like, I'm not trying that. Ooh, I'm not trying that. And then I tried it, and you were like, oh, I guess I'll try it.
You know, when in Rome.
Yeah. Or in Japan.
King Crow says, I have had shark. I've had Thresher shark, and I don't know if it was just how it was prepared, but bleh, boring. No flavor, dry.
I thought I liked gator. I don't think I like gator as much as I thought I did.
I did not like whale.
Huh. That's interesting.
Hey, when in Rome? When in Tokyo, actually.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to go to Japan one day.
Bison is good, says Jeff Potts. You can get bison at the freaking grocery store.
I kind of like bison. I've had bison burgers. There's a place here called I'm sure it's everywhere. Smoky Bones. You ever been there?
No.
It's one of those chain. I think it's part of the same group as. I don't think it's Red Lobster, but anyway, pretty good. I had a bison burger. I liked it, sort of, but then the more I eat it,
I've had that.
Huh?
I've had that too.
Like, yeah, it's all right.
That's good. It's good. But you can get bison literally at Costco here. So I don't know about it, but you should be able to get it at any Costco then, right?
I imagine, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always impressed when I see like this is made with Kobe beef. Like, oh, that sounds
Ooh,
like it's
I
really
like Kobe beef.
exotic. Is it that much better?
Well, if it's just ground Kobe beef, I mean it's good, but it's if you're having like steak Kobe beef, it's like eating butter. It's so good.
Mm-hmm. It's like eating butter, all greasy and.
Well, it's you know, you ever had just really well marbled meat?
Yeah, I have.
All right, well, Kobe beef is like if you take the marbled meat and you double the fat content,
Oh.
and like it's just the fat is just marbled perfectly throughout the whole hunk of meat, and then you cook that all, and all that fat just melts into the meat, and it's just
Man, I'm kind of hungry. Thanks, man.
butter, baby, butter.
It's like butter. It's like butter, baby. It's like butter.
Went to a Korean coming of age celebration. One of the foods was really good until I found out it was Greyhound.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, you really want to stick with Rottweiler if you're going to eat dog.
Yeah? No,
I have not had dog, but I would.
I would try it. I just
I would.
I don't know. I feel kind of weird with my dog being alive and everything.
All right, you don't have to eat your dog.
I'm just saying.
Although, hey, waste not, want not.
Oof. Yeah. I've considered it. Listen, my dad would make my wife upset all the time, and he would say, "When are you going to cook the meat?" She'd go, "Stop it! Like, oh, I'm just playing." That was his way of ribbing her, but kind of gross.
Do they do that in Puerto Rico?
No. I've never had anything quite that exotic in Puerto Rico. Yeah,
Not that you know of.
not that I know of. Most of the stuff in Puerto Rico had a very the Taino Indians there were mainly like farmers. So there's a lot of roots, weird fruits and roots that they have there. That's part of the general diet and culture.
Rootsies, huh?
Your fried plantains and things like that.
Oh, Jeff Potts says, ever had pheasant? I have. I had a pheasant when I was a little boy because, believe it or not, a pheasant this is in San Jose, California, mind you. A pheasant flew into our backyard and my dad shot it with a pellet gun.
Huh. So
And then he plucked it and cut the wings off and I kept the wings because they were cool having pheasant wings. And then he cooked a little sucker and I got a slice of it. So
yeah, I went to a restaurant one time. I think it was in Wisconsin, and they sold exotic meats. We had a bunch of different weird things. One of them was raw duck with like egg yolk on it.
Raw duck?
Yeah, it was weird.
Weird.
I ate it. There was a lot of daring that night from the guys I worked with. Try this, huh? What you gonna do? Like, I don't know. That sounds terrible.
Chicken. No, it's not chicken at all. Yeah, I had I think it was Rosarito, Mexico. I ordered some chicken tacos and whatever they gave me was not chicken. I'm like, I'm pretty sure chicken is not sweet. It's not sweet meat. Whatever this is, not chicken. Pollo. I asked for pollo.
Pollo? Oh, no pollo?
No, it's chicken. Hey, where's the cat? I don't know.
Oh. Have you had cat before?
No. No cat. No cat.
I wonder how that would taste.
I don't know.
I can't do bugs though. I have no desire to eat insects.
I've had crickets.
Yeah, my son has too. I don't care.
We've had this conversation.
Yeah, we have. But I'm saying, for me, not interested in that. But I feel like I would try most meat. I think.
Yeah, right? I mean, okay, say you're like on a safari in Africa and they bring you a plate of monkey.
I mean, I'd be a little weird about it, but I still eat it.
When in Rome, right?
Yeah, when in Rome or Africa.
When in
My
Africa.
thing is, I couldn't eat it the way it was in Indiana Jones with the skull of a monkey in front of me when you eat the brain. When you eat the brain.
Because that was Jello.
Yeah, but that's gross, though. The idea.
Yeah, but that was Jello. I could eat Jello in a fake monkey head.
Ugh, not me. The thought of that is gross. Even remember when they took the beetles apart and he was just licking? Ugh, that's gross. That's so horrible.
That whole movie is horrible.
I love that movie. Stop it right now.
Terrible. Trash.
It's not trash, Michael. Can't be trash.
Can?
Is.
Oh no! What time is it?
3 o'clock in the morning for me. 12 o'clock.
Night. I should probably wrap this up so that Micah and I can watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I started watching it today, and I fell asleep.
Oh.
But not because it's just I was tired and I was like sitting on the couch or I had too much sugar or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was into I mainly paid attention to the story, the first episode. What's happening? When he's trying to find, when he's talking to the guy from Justified, the marshal.
Yeah, the one wearing Boba Fett's armor.
Yeah, I didn't see how they defeated the creature, and then I was like,
Well, I won't spoil it for you, but they defeat the creature.
I figured that. I figured that.
Well, you never know. It could have been like, oh, this creature is too majestic for us to destroy. Right?
How come nobody complains about that in movies? That fictional animal. How could you?
Yeah. How dare you?
As stern as things are these days, I would imagine that would be a conversation as well.
Right. So you're gonna go ahead and kill this one very rare dragon, but boy, you do one movie where somebody eats a whale.
Sounds like it's a reality TV for you, Michael.
I know, right? Dude, that's what made me want to eat the whale. I watched this one video about them butchering a whale on YouTube, and I was like, man, look at that freaking meat. So it looks like it's just these beautiful hunks of freaking flesh, right? Because they cut them with these giant. They look like those swords that samurai used to freaking have on the, like with the giant blade on the end of a pole. This is like what they're slicing these giant, like foot wide, half a foot thick lumps of freaking just beautiful red glistening meat, and I'm like, I gotta try that.
Well,
if you watched it, maybe I should put it on. You want to see it? You want to see something?
Yeah, I'll see it. So you say you didn't like it though, right?
No. The flavor is just weird, and the texture. I think it's because the muscle is so big, it doesn't have any sinew to it. So the texture is so soft that but it's not soft and pleasurable. It's like soft like liver.
Ooh,
that kind of soft. So the texture, I had no love for the texture, and I'm really kind of I'm like a texture guy when it comes to food. It's funny because most of Japanese food is just so very much about texture. But whale is the traditional Japanese meat, because like when my mom and her family were kids, that was like lunch. Everybody had whale meat for lunch. It was just they didn't have beef, they didn't have cows.
It was land and sea, mostly sea.
Whale being not blown up. In Japan. In Japan. All right, I'll just kind of skip through. I'll try to find a good Japanese whaling town butchers 30-foot long whale in front of school children. That's a good one, right?
Yeah.
Let's just get to the part where they're slicing these big old lumps of freaking meat. Nope, that's them eating the whale. This is a smaller whale. I want a bigger one. May be disturbing. Iceland, no. Japan, commercial whaling. No, this is just people complaining about whaling. Hey, man. Japanese gotta eat.
Of course.
Why is... Oh, hey.
What?
I think this is the whale restaurant we went to.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, no. That doesn't look like the one we went to. Yeah. Dadgummit, where's that one I saw? And dolphin slaughter? No. Raw whale kill? Slant? No. Jeez Louise. Whale butchering. Butcher in Japan.
Wait, were you just looking for videos that had this type of titles, and then you just decided, wait a minute, actually that looks pretty good, and then you went after it?
Oh yeah, I started by watching the alligator being butchered, and this was just kind of one of the next videos.
Well, there you go.
Watching an alligator, I don't know, you know, like it's like that frog video being butchered. It's like it's just interesting to me. The Art of Cutting Whale. Let's see if that's the one.
So was it butchered because it was just for fun? Was it butchered because it was for food?
For food.
Well, then why people? Is it okay?
Oh, why they gotta complain? You know how many people can eat one whale? Jeez.
Have you seen how they take care of cows for food? It's
I know, right?
unpleasant, but it sure is yummy.
I can't find the good video though.
Can't keep a good video down.
Incredible fish cutting skill in world history. Oh, that's a good one. Skip through that one. Animal butchery reaction channel when says the space for red.
What?
I just want to get to the part where it's the big, beautiful slabs of meat.
So it doesn't taste good. It's mostly texture issues.
Oh yeah, the taste is a cross between like beef and mackerel.
Mackerel? Never had that.
All right, this probably isn't the best clip here. I don't know if people are interested in watching this.
We are now.
This isn't as cool as the video I saw before with just the giant freaking sword things they were cutting it with. But look at those sizes of those chunks of meat. It's just like, it's huge. Yeah, wow. So we ate like all those parts. We ate the blubber, we ate the skin, we ate the meat. It was like
there was like the katsu one, right?
Katsu.
When they fried it.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, well, you can deep fry anything and it's delicious. All right. All right, I'll take that off of there. Let's see, what else I got? I love watching them cut up freaking giant tuna, though. You ever see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this.
Oh, that's a large tuna.
Actually, that's a small tuna.
A what? Small?
That's small, yeah. That's probably only like 100, 150 pounds. Tuna can get up to be like 400 pounds.
What?
Or bigger, actually. I think the largest tuna is like 1,000 pounds that they've ever caught.
What
Look at that knife! Hassan, chop!
Wow, that thing's sharp.
Yeah. Sure. See, nobody complains about when you butcher a. I look how sharp that knife is, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's just so easy.
Just call me Mr. Butterfingers.
That fish is still looking at you.
Yeah, it's they flash freeze those things out in the ocean, out in the thing. I think they drop them into these things. They're like 400 degrees below zero, and then they bring them in, and then they defrost them because they're out to sea for a while.
Is that why ice is coming out of the body?
Yeah.
Okay. Yikes! What do you do with that head?
Soup.
Yeah.
No, the cheeks. The cheeks is some of the best meat.
Yes, I ate something else that somebody told me that same thing. My cousin was doing a fish fry or something, and he pulled that out. I was like, wow, that is yummy.
Yeah. And that's funny because you can't get it in American like stores and stuff. You have to get them at like the Asian market or some sort of not just standard American market.
You mean like the cheeks of a fish
Yeah.
in general? You can't.
Yeah.
Dude, what's he doing? Did they not have scales?
They do have scales. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's. Oh yeah, that's
Is he scaling it there?
looks like it.
Wow, that's fascinating. I won't go fishing, but I enjoy some fish, mainly
I
tuna.
love fishing. I love fishing.
Ugh, I hate it.
I'm terrible at it, but I still love doing it.
I told you the story. Why?
I think you did, but I don't remember. Tell it again.
My cousin decides he wants to go fishing. I have a very fishing family. I always hated it. It was boring to me. But I'd rather be home drawing. But my dad's a big fisherman. In Puerto Rico, he used to go out to the water. He would go down. He was like those, like the kid in the Black Pearl story. He would just go down like, not quite deep sea, but he goes not even snorkeling, just go straight into the water, grab some octopus or whatever, and they put it into a salad, all kinds of stuff. But this one time, my cousin was always he was the big fisherman in the family, and he says he's the oldest one. He says, "Let's go fishing." And so like, yeah, let's go fishing. Yeah, everybody says, let's go fishing. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to do some stuff tomorrow. No. Come on, you gotta go. You gotta go. All the cousins are going. Like, I don't want to go. All the cousins are going. I don't want to go. So finally, they convinced me. They basically shame me.
Don't cut towards your hands.
Oh my gosh, that's horrifying.
Oh, look at that meat.
Whoa.
Oh, it looks so good.
Look at that, man. It does look good.
So
What are you
good.
doing there? Is he just gonna fill it, like slice it off that?
Yeah, I don't know. That's
what's
the
that first
belly,
one?
dude. That's the toro. That's the fattiest part of the meat.
Yikers. So we finally go out into the thing. They said, oh, we're gonna be out there at like 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock rolls around, like, guys, I want to get back. No, we're gonna stay a little longer. All right. So then 12 o'clock. I want to get back, guys. Dude, we're gonna hang out for a little bit longer. I'm like, are you kidding me, man? So I go to sleep. I sit in the car. I'm mad because I want to get back, and I can't because we're all out there. All the cars are there. I can't drive by myself. Finally, I fall asleep on the park bench. Wake up the next morning. My back is terrible. That's probably why I got a bad back. Blame them. Dude, they stayed fishing all the way to the next night. I was so mad. Anyway, it was early. It was like evening, and we're heading back. Dusk. The sun's going down. I'm in my dad's Topaz, Ford Topaz, and the car decides to break down across just before we hit the Howard Franklin Bridge. It was like a 7-mile bridge. I'm like, this is ridiculous. We break down. My dad says, we'll go get help. We'll come back for you. Me and my cousin. Well, the week before we had gone to the beach. He'd gone fishing and he caught a black drum. He'll eat anything if it's from the ocean.
Yeah, but wouldn't it have been worth it if you got one of these?
Yeah, but they don't have that here. So then he had that thing in Tupperware baking in the hot car
Yeah,
both days.
that's a great story.
So then he pops open the Tupperware. He's like, well, look, let's eat. And a swarm, it was like a movie, like Dungeons and Dragons, a swarm of gnats get into the car. And I'm hot. I'm sweaty. Haven't taken a shower. It's gross. He's eating gnats with fish, rum that he had soaked in vinegar for days because it's the cockroach of the ocean. God, I hate that. I said I will never, ever. I basically swore to never go fishing with him ever again or at all, and I kept that oath. I made an oath, Michael, and I've kept it ever since.
Like Jephthah, he made an oath. How'd that work out?
Still haven't gone fishing all these years. That was like 25 years ago.
25 years ago. Jeez. I want that knife, dude. That thing cuts through things like butter. Holy cow.
How do you think they keep it sharp like that, though?
Holy heck.
Wow. That's some dark meat, man.
Yeah. Maguro.
Where's all the bones?
He's cutting around them. See, right there. Those are the bones.
What? See, my dad would make me eat everything around the bones. That's another reason why I hate fish.
Well, no, that meat right there. They don't throw that away. All that meat that's around the bones, they scrape all that meat off, and they make that's where they'll make stuff like spicy tuna or whatever, where they like mix that meat into with some spices or whatever. But they don't waste any of it.
Now I like it in sushi.
Yeah. That's your typical sushi maguro.
Oh wow, it's delicious.
Dark part of the tuna.
All right, so what's whoa, dude, that knife is like a horror movie waiting to happen.
I know, man. Oh, look at that.
Wow,
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
That's the skeleton right there.
Uh-huh.
But don't they have ribs?
No, it's not a gar.
They don't have like spiny things that go. Is it just the spine? That's it.
Essentially, yeah. I mean, they have little bones that stick out in different parts and whatnot. But
Ugh.
now we cut up, make a very good sushi here.
Very good.
Very good sushi. とても美味しいですね.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that knife cut it super smooth too.
Yeah,
Holy-
Japanese, bro. We keep our knives sharp.
Wow. I want to play.
Sure.
His hand there though, that's horrifying.
Oh,
What's he doing there? What's he doing?
he's trimming the unappealing parts off.
Why?
Because when you're cutting sushi, it's got to be all just beautiful.
Yeah.
It's not just about how it tastes; it's about how it looks.
So they take the dark stuff off.
Yeah, they take all the it's got to be smooth on all the sides, and see how like choppy and chunky on the outside there.
Yeah.
They don't want none of that. Get off of there. Get away.
So that one knife just cuts the large chunks, and this guy's doing all the trimming.
Yeah.
This is the Maru pen
Maru.
world. So like, have you had the dark stuff before?
That's
Is that any good?
see
They just
that dark spot you mean? That's
Yeah.
like fat, dude.
What?
It's like the dark part of the fish, any fish you get. That's like the fattiest part, like different fat from like the belly fat,
Okay.
but it's rich. Like people usually like avoid that part in America for some bizarre reason, but it's like my favorite part.
What's the avoidance purpose? Why
I don't
avoid
know.
it?
'Cause they probably like you're like, ooh, would you eat that dark part?
Well, no. I
Right?
mean, I guess. I mean, I eat it in dark meat. I like dark meat. I'm just saying. I wonder if is it not taste pleasant or
I don't know. On a tuna, I would just assume, like with the other fish, the dark part's really good. But
wow, that's really cool.
my mom would know.
Oh my gosh, dude, that looks fun.
I know. I'm getting hungry.
I know I am too. I'm gonna open up a can of tuna fish now, and I'm gonna text Edwin, tell him to put some mayonnaise on there. Yeah, there's a cool sushi place around here that me and Andy go to from time to time when we have our lunch meeting. If we have a lunch meeting, we go there. And oh my gosh, it's all you can eat.
Oh,
I just get the spicy tuna over and over again. Oh, what's wrong with that meat?
let's see what he's doing.
I'm just curious what he's doing. Why is he getting rid of that?
See, that part's unattractive.
Is it? I don't know. I have low
Now
standards.
that's what you slice up for sushi.
Can you
See,
just eat
that's
that?
why you're throwing it in for the sushi. For sashimi.
Can you just eat that raw like that?
Oh yeah.
So isn't sushi have like a chemical cook to it or something like that? No. Okay.
There is there are types of sushi that are cured.
Okay.
Like generally it's probably a good idea to eat cured salmon,
Okay.
but because salmon is not just a seagoing fish, it's also a freshwater fish, right? It's spawned freshwater and then it goes back to freshwater in the end. So it's possible you might get a tapeworm from salmon,
Oh, that's not good.
but sea fish, you don't have to worry about anything like that.
So you can actually eat it raw. Is that raw in sushi?
Yeah.
So this is why people in
Good that looks. Oh my gosh.
good. So do you just like can you just pop it in your mouth and just start chomping?
Yeah.
Look at that. That's cool.
Legit. I just dipped that in some soy sauce, a little bit of wasabi. Bam. That's lunch. There it is.
Whoa.
That is
I'm
up.
hungry.
Ah, that's hamachi right there.
What's that?
Yellowtail tuna. Or yeah, yellowtail. I
Whoa.
love hamachi.
So it doesn't always have to be in seaweed, right?
No, those are rolls.
See, I don't think I've had
This isn't sushi. This is sashimi.
so sashimi is just the meat with
Yeah,
some dressing or whatever.
Yeah, that's I can't remember what that leaf is. And then that's daikon radish, shredded
Yeah.
daikon radish.
And soy sauce right there.
Shoyu,
Oh,
fresh ground wasabi.
oh, that's wasabi
Mm-hmm.
sauce. Oh, let's do it. Eat it.
Do it. Let's do it. Oh, come on, that's a lot of wasabi. What are you doing? What are you, crazy?
Was too much wasabi?
Yeah, that's a lot of wasabi. That's a lot of wasabi.
My mouth is literally watering right now.
I want it. I
want
it. What's this?
What's that?
Biggest tuna cutting show. All right.
What's this?
Now
Ooh.
here's a tuna. You thought that was a big tuna. Look at this sucker.
Holy moly! What the hell is
Wait.
that?
Next to a dude.
How big is that? You think
300-pound tuna right there.
that's a dinosaur?
I told you that other one was tiny.
Dude, can you imagine a megalodon now in reaction to this like 1,000? Imagine 1,000-pound tuna getting taken out by a megalodon. Holy moly! Look at that. I don't even want to know what the head looked like on that thing. Where's the spine?
Right there. It's that big spot right there.
Well, why is it empty?
What do you mean why is it empty? That's the belly. That's where all the guts were.
Oh, gee whiz. Look at this. Got all those scratches. Where's the scratches from, you think? Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's having a tough time, though.
From fighting giant squid. I don't know.
That guy has a story. Well,
All right.
tell us about-
Hold on. Just real quick. Look at this. Now that's a tuna.
Wow. That's a dinosaur, I'm telling you. Are there other fish like that in the ocean that are that large?
Oh my gosh, you kidding?
Dude, I've never even thought about it like that. I just assumed that they were small fish.
Oh,
mean,
just sturgeon. And then
That's a catfish, right?
no, it's a sturgeon.
What the hell's a sturgeon?
Sturgeon is a sturgeon.
It's a sturgeon. It's a type of fish.
Let's see how large is the biggest gar ever caught.
Gar. Those are
Yeah.
those weird. they're ugly, right? They look like dinosaurs.
Oh, these things are dragons, man. They have interlocking scales. I'm surprised the Native Americans didn't use these as freaking armor.
Wait a minute. What do you mean interlocking scales?
I mean, literally, the scales you couldn't cut into this with a knife.
What?
I
What do you-
caught a gar one time. I caught a foot, maybe foot and a half long gar one time.
Uh-huh.
I had to hammer a knife into its skull to kill it. And
What?
I had to cut its skin with wire cutters, with wire cutting shears. Its
What are you
skin
talking
was
about?
so tough. That's how I had to cut it open.
So why do you eat gar?
I was gonna eat it, but here's the weird thing. Like I said, I cut the skin open, right? And so in order to get the meat out, I just had to scrape the meat out of it, and then the rest of the skin stayed in that shape. And so I took it, to the jacuzzi and I washed it off, and then I put it on my arm like a gauntlet.
Silly.
It was cool. I was like, man, the Native Americans totally could have fought off the freaking Spanish with these.
Wow.
But it's got teeth like an alligator. Look at those things.
Yeah.
So I actually caught this, like I said, it was like a foot and a half long. So it was probably weighed, I don't know, 4 pounds, right?
Okay.
3 or 4 pounds. I used 70-pound test rope to catch it because it kept biting through, because there was gar in this river in Austin, and it kept biting through all the other filament. So we literally had to get like rope test, and then we'd put it. I tied some of that onto. What I did is I took a little bit of that test rope, and then I put the hook on that so that the gar couldn't bite through it. And then instead of a bobber, I used a balloon. So that when it came up and bit it, like we could see it was like a tiny version of Jaws when the balloon the barrels are going down the lake.
I just saw that recently. Holy mackerel, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah. Those things are monsters, man. These things are absolute monsters. Look at that. They're called alligator gar for a reason. Look at those teeth. On a fish.
Why is that? Why has God allowed a thing like that on the planet? Oh my gosh, dude, that's a dinosaur.
I'm telling you, you have to freaking. You need. I don't know how he killed this. But literally, dude, I took my knife and I hammered through the skull. The skull was so thick and so strong. It literally took me hammering my knife through its skull to kill it.
So, but what did you do with it after you killed it?
I told you I made a gauntlet out of it.
Oh, but see, here's the thing, though. That was a 4 pound guard. These are what, 300 pound, 400 pound, 400 pound?
Yeah,
Can you imagine the skull on that thing?
I know.
And then what do you do with that?
I don't know. Let's see if they have any gar skulls.
Wow, man, that's amazing. Gar,
Oh, look at that.
look at that.
Look at that. You'd legit just say that was a damn dinosaur if you dug up that bone in a ditch in Montana. You'd be like, look at this dinosaur I just discovered. It's like, bruh, that's just an alligator gar. Oops, that's the same one.
That's a
Dang, look at that thing. These
why?
are monsters, man.
Why is it? So what else is like that? So wait. So I know I've seen the River Monster show, the giant catfish. But you just showed me giant tuna, and you just showed me a baby, a love child of an alligator and a fish. What else is out there?
Sturgeon?
What's a sturgeon? Show me a sturgeon. Are they big too? Are they dangerous or something?
I don't think so. I don't know.
How about barracuda? Do they get much larger than what they are? I've seen one.
Barracuda. I've caught barracuda. You catch them out here in California when you go fishing for good fish.
I
Cuda's
swam.
Cuda's not good fish.
I'm sure it's not. They're ugly, terrible beasts too. I swam by one time when I was in Cayman Islands.
He's got nice teeth.
They bite, right?
Oh yeah. Oh
It's a
yeah.
That's not that big though. They don't.
That's not. No.
Who
Uh,
eats-
what's the largest?
eats
barracuda?
them?
Yeah, it's not that big. That's a pretty big one.
Yeah, that's pretty big. What fish eats barracuda? Does tuna eat barracuda?
I don't know.
A big one like that, the one you showed me.
Uh,
Oh, that was big. The two guys.
Good try.
I mean, I'm pretty sure tuna just eat whatever smaller fish are in the neighborhood.
I'm just saying, what is so big that it would eat that?
A tuna?
Chicken for
No,
that.
that one, the barracuda.
Oh, men.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's their
Shark?
natural predator?
Or a shark will eat a barracuda.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do shark have to attack people if there's fish like that in the ocean?
Shark barely attack.
Yeah, shark hardly ever attack people. You're more likely to get struck by lightning.
Here in Florida, we have a couple of spots. I'm just saying, like, there's been so many attacks, blah blah blah. I'm just saying, I know why. I'm for obvious reasons, like if they're, maybe they feel threatened or whatever. But I'm just saying, maybe I watch too much Jaws, but I'm just saying they feed, right? So, what are they feeding for? What do they eat normally?
Wait, what eat? Shark?
Shark, yeah.
They eat fish.
Other fish.
They eat seals. They eat dolphin. They eat whatever. Shark and dolphin hate each other, so.
I know. But dolphin can punch him in the nose, right? That's the whole thing. They do. They hit him with their snout on their nose, on the shark's nose, or whatever you call that. What do you call it? The frontal.
no.
Something. But they probably don't win very much. The schnoz.
Trying to remember. There's this picture of this, or there's this video of this one shark or one fish. I can't remember. Yeah, let me go back to YouTube. This one fish. Fish whalet. See if it's in here. So scary pufferfish and sunken ship. No. I mean giant. Let me just giant fish.
Oh my gosh.
Live groupers on a shipwreck.
See, this is why I don't like the ocean. This is exactly why. Because there's some crazy stuff out there that I'm not aware of. I'm not interested in encountering it. Oh my gosh, what is 800 pounds? I need some scale. Is there a human being next to that thing? Look at those little fish like roaches.
Oh, what's this? Mysterious things caught.
What is that?
What the hell is that?
What is that?
What is that?
It's aliens. I'm telling you. We're so worried about space, and there's this thing in the ocean like that has eyes. What is that?
That?
Are those intestines? That's weird.
The heck?
Oh my gosh. What's that thing doing?
I don't know what that is. It's gross. It looks like something's guts.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh. I'm getting sick. Condom eels, says Joe Marone.
That's funny. That's actually funny. What's it? Is that its stomach sticking out?
I don't know what it is. It's
Is that a form of jellyfish or
fix that.
something? What's that? They look like flubbers. What's that? A giant sand dollar?
I don't know what it is.
Oh my gosh, is it moving? That's moving, isn't it?
Yeah?
Great googly moogly. What is in the ocean, people?
I don't know. The hell is
What's
that?
that? Why are we going into space?
It's like an ET.
It's an alien. That's a drawing.
That is a drawing.
I don't like that they're trying to bamboozle me. That's not the first scary thing in the ocean.
No, I just want to find this giant grouper. Hold on. Giant grouper. I think it's a giant grouper. Giant grouper toilet. See?
Toilet?
Because it swims next to a toilet, so you can see the scale.
Will that thing eat you?
No, I'm sure that's a nice grouper.
They eat people, right?
The size of that thing, dude.
Because if you're
What's
small,
the toilet, about 2 feet off the ground.
yeah, dude, that thing's. If I was taking a dump there and that thing swims by, it eats just like Jurassic Park. Wow, dude, that is incredible.
Yeah, that thing's like 5 feet from stomach to fin on the top.
Dude, there's people starving on this planet. Right
Yeah,
there.
eat a grouper.
Get a big giant grouper.
He won't eat you. He'll just hurt you real bad.
Wow. That was great. We went from like talking about art. What is that?
That's a grouper.
That's not a grouper. That's something from outer space.
Dude, I would
That's
not
Sigmund
want
the Sea
my
Monster.
freaking head anywhere near that thing's mouth. I don't care.
That thing is Sigmund the Sea Monster. But who eats that? Goliath groupers? They're friendly, Mike. They say they're friendly.
Yeah, he looks friendly. He's friendly. Until
Okay.
he's eating a shark. Wait, no thanks.
What's that?
Right, there's a shark eating something else. And then oh, where's the grouper eating the shark? Come on, don't freaking. Oh, there's a grouper eating a shark.
Wow. That's a baby shark, though.
Baby shark. Do, 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 do. Grouper snack. Do, 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 do.
That grouper's like, just relax. Just relax. I
It'll
got
be
it.
over in a minute.
The grouper's saying, shh. Shh.
Oh, hey, there's a 600-pound giant bluefin tuna.
What? That's not as big as the one you showed me, is it? Holy moly, dude, that same knife.
It's that knife, bruh. That's the tuna knife.
Dang. He's got a hook to grab the pieces. He's not even playing.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the fins. He's got to chop that off. Get that one there. Yeah. Watch your leg.
I know, right? Dude, that thing would go clean through his leg.
Yeah, that boot's not going to stop nothing. Holy moly, dude. That's just a hunk of meat now, just waiting to be devoured by some kind of apex predator.
Me?
Mainly men.
There it goes again. There's them cheeks.
Oh, those cheeks. Those cheeks. That knife can chop down a tree.
Wacha! Wacha!
I wonder what they used to sharpen it. Like it must be a grindstone or something, like a grinder thing.
No. They probably just use a red clay stone.
Holy
that's
moly,
a
dude.
big cheek, man. Look at that cheek. I gotta get Cheeks back on the show.
What do you ask for when you're eating sushi What do you ask for to get that cheek meat?
Cheek meat usually doesn't come for sushi. It's usually cooked.
Where do you get that from?
What do you mean? Where do you get it?
Like, where can I buy where do I go to buy a meal that incorporates the cheek of tuna?
You go to a good sushi joint,
Okay.
like probably a more high-end sushi joint.
Yeah. The place I go to is not that high. Wow.
You get socks.
How do you know when a place is a good sushi place? How do you know that?
All of the customers are Japanese.
Huh. That's a good point.
It's a pretty good tell for any quote unquote ethnic restaurant. You know, you go to a Chinese place and it's full of white people, just turn around and leave.
There was a good place I went to that year. I went to when I met Cheeks. We went to not with him, but I went to I forget the name of the restaurant. It was in Emerald City, Seattle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I bet you've been there.
Well, there's a lot of Japanese people in Seattle, so yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a sushi joint right out when you go out the back of the place into the. Oh no. That's an Indian joint.
No, I took a cab there, but it was really close. It's like all glass. Doesn't matter, right? That's like saying, yeah, it's a restaurant. It has doors.
Yeah.
One that has the doors. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Those little scales coming off there.
Yep.
Wow. Think about that, man. Look what God gave us, man.
I know. Delicious tuna.
You can eat that. You can eat it raw right out the ocean, dude.
Right?
That's insane. I know that's how a lot of Polynesian people eat stuff too, right? Like they're pretty much just out the ocean and you just eat the fish out the.
Well, you know, how do you think they survived going from mainland Asia to Hawaii on a boat?
Yeah. You're
on a
right.
freaking canoe, probably.
Wow. Michael, look at that.
I know. It's glorious.
My mouth is watering again. I've never been so interested in eating fish.
You're gonna start fishing again.
No, thanks. Because out here, man, you get a lot of catfish and you know in the bay, and for some reason, or you got to go further out, and I'm not interested. I don't like being on the water like that. Wow, what is he cutting there?
Probably the bones.
Oh, he's doing that cutting around the bone thing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he cuts it off in quarters.
They-
The bones. So the bones go north and south,
Okay.
and then there's another set that goes out. You can kind of see them right there. What they look like ribs. That's another like smaller set of bones that protrudes out through the east and west, you might say.
But when they're that big,
Mm-hmm.
what would normally be a small bone that gets in your oh man, I got some bones in my mouth.
Yeah.
Those are big bones, right?
Yeah.
So you
They're
don't
all cartilage though.
Huh?
They're all cartilage. There's no actual bones on a fish.
Yeah, but you could choke on it.
Yeah, but it's just
you know what it is? I have a gag reflex in that stuff. And if I have a bone, I hate it when I have like a fricassee or like a stew with chicken. If I get bones in my mouth, I won't eat it anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's gross to me. Not gross like, oh my gosh, that's gross. Like it just makes me, it turns me off to the food. I'll skip the meal.
I wonder how many apprentice butchers chop their fingers off with that thing.
Gee, man. I remember I used to work at this place where we used to make like this big like 3D. We would do sculpting, these big 3D object things for restaurants and stuff. That was the main client. And the carpenters. We hired a bunch of carpenters. They would make stuff with wood, like they make cabinets on the side, but they were making like giant lizard heads or fish for these restaurants here in the southeast, whatever. Well, this one guy, I couldn't believe him. He's chopping, he's cutting up wood, and he cuts his finger off.
Nah.
I've never seen anything like that in my life. This is like a cartoon. What is that white stuff coming with those little white marked stripes that come off?
Those are those little bones.
Ugh, gross. What are those little spine things? Those are more fins?
Yeah.
Are they like for protection or something?
I didn't ask God.
Well, I'm saying, someone must know, right? Like, did they use them for?
It's just design, God being fancy.
It's a fancy thing, All right, so this guy has like this ultra awesome modern, like samurai fish knife. What were they using back then for these fish?
Probably same knife.
What, made of stone or something?
No, are you kidding me? Japanese have been making swords for thousands of years.
Yeah, but before,
Well, I don't know about thousands of years, but
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's. I'm just saying.
Well, honestly, I don't know how long ago they started actually fishing for tuna. There's plenty of smaller, easier to catch fish.
Those Polynesian dudes weren't grabbing 800-pound tuna out on the canoe.
No,
They're probably grabbing small ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how do you eat them though? We have all the scales. Who's the first guy to figure out that fish looks good? I want to eat it. How many of those guys choked on the scales? It's like the guy who discovered that the guy that discovered that certain fruits are good to eat. I know, but there was some other guy. No, I'm saying there's different kinds of fruit and food all over the world, right?
Yeah.
There's another guy who probably was like, "Hey, man, this looks really it's poison," and he dies.
Right.
That guy.
That was the test market.
I'm just saying we should have statues for those guys. Fred, the guy who tried out.
Yeah. The guy who discovered not to eat pistachios raw.
You see what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Who's the guy that figured out you need to cook them? He's like, hey, Fred died eating that. Yeah, I'm just gonna cook it.
Yeah. That guy gets a special place in my Hall of Fame. I'm just saying. That was always my argument to the guys that are evolutionists. They say, "Oh yeah, this fish decided it wanted to start walking." Yeah, who was the first fish that said, "You know what? That'd be great if we could breathe air." What's air? I don't know. It must be out there. And then the one said, "Well, I gotta go."
Chopping chunks.
What is that, dude? That's like that'll feed a family of 4 for the next 2-3 months.
Yeah. It's glorious.
Even what's in between those bones, what's left.
Glorious.
Look at that.
CB Smallwood says, didn't Native Americans on the West Coast hunt whales? Indeed. The Eskimo, the Inuit still do. Fun fact, my wife discovered today, did you know that Greenland, you know where Greenland is?
It's north, right?
It's northeast. It is between America and Europe.
Yeah.
Greenland used to be inhabited by Inuit.
Inuit, really?
Yeah. Like the guys from Alaska.
Yeah, isn't that part of the land bridge thing?
Well, I mean, they would have had to have gone over the North Pole.
Wow. That was a fun hike.
Right?
Hey, fellas, let's keep going. Why stop here?
It's getting really cold. Can't get any worse.
All my explorers were from Brooklyn. Forget about it. What are you talking about? Let's get over it.
Rhaegar says, fun fact. Some facts are not fun. Hey, that's a fun fact,
It is interesting.
right?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, yes, the Vikings discovered Greenland. No, the Inuit did. And then they died because it was freaking Greenland.
Look at that head. Look at that head. Why is it called Greenland? Why not call it? I don't know. Was it just earthy?
Oh, they called no. So they called Greenland Greenland because it was covered in ice, and they called Iceland because it was green, and they did it to throw people off, I guess, from
Invaders or something?
yeah. They're like, why would we go to Iceland? It sounds terrible. Let's go to Greenland. Oh, this place sucks.
Imagine, if Greenland sucks, imagine going to Iceland.
Yeah. Oh, right there. That's the Toro. Look at that. Look
Whoa.
at that fat. Oh.
Listen, I'm about to tear apart like 10 cans of tuna. I'm going to fake this. I'm going to recreate this experience.
You're going to be so disappointed.
I'm going to take all the cans, I'm gonna empty them together like little cakes and just make them and I'm going to pretend I'm cutting them.
Dude, cooked and canned tuna is so disappointing after raw sushi.
Yeah, but I grew up on the tuna. I got and the canned tuna. That's what I got.
Yeah.
I have a soft place in my heart for it. It's like Hungry Howie's pizza. It's not really pizza. It's pizza cake. It's like canned tuna is like dessert tuna.
I have a clogged place in my artery for that. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Thanks everybody for being here. We'll do something else tomorrow night. I don't know if we're going to do a special show or I need to get more inking done and less staring at delicious foodstuffs.
Good look at my face. I'm an Oriental.
It's kind of part of the deal. Please, if you have not already, do get over to LoneStarComic.com and check out Lone Star, which is the comic I'm working on. Lovely pages here. Check out what do you got? Oh wait, and also Monster Hunt. Monster Hunt is available on Indiegogo as well, and Maga 7 too. If you can probably still get yours in time for Christmas. So, Elliot, what you got cooking?
I'm hanging out with you. That's all.
Elliot? You gonna name the kid Elliot?
All right, guys, we'll see you next time on the next exciting episode of whatever I'm doing on my channel with Elliot. Bye.
Word. Later.